Get a good look. Get a real good look. Because never again will you see the Winnipeg Jets play the New York Islanders here at the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum. Hi again, everyone. I'm Howie Rose, along with Ed Westfall. It's a shame, too, the Winnipeg Jets are losing their team, particularly now, because they're on the move.
Yeah, they are on the move, Howie, and they're an exciting hockey club, and I would have to think that the people in Winnipeg are very disappointed. But it's a small market, and unfortunately, that's the way it is in the big business of sports today.
Well, our Tri-State Jeep Eagle game story for this afternoon centers around some Islander specifics, one of which, of course, is Wendell Clark, who, this is a little misleading as far as the 19-game drought is concerned. He missed 8 of those because of a bad back.
He did, Howie, and you know, the speculation around Wendell Clark has to continue because Wendell Clark is a commodity that a lot of teams would love to have. The Toronto Maple Leafs are one of the teams. Wendell Clark here playing against the New Jersey Devils on Friday night after the 2 games against Detroit. The Islanders, Wendell Clark slamming one into the lower right-hand corner, but I would have to think that there's a pretty good bet that Wendell Clark could be traded before the deadline.
Well, you saw that goal by Clark. That gave the Islanders a 2-0 lead in New Jersey. The Devils would come back and tie it, and with the score tied, a penalty against Travis Green was signaled, putting the Devils on the power play. New Jersey would score. They would add an empty net goal to make it 5-3, and that's when Mike Milbury lost it.
I can understand it in a way. Just suffered with the frustration. Saw his team looking very good, playing well. He was happy with the way they were playing, and then he wants to show his disgust, not with his team, but it's with the way that the call was made and the kind of call that we've talked about occasionally too, Howie. The fact that, you know, in a hockey game that's that close, why that kind of a call?
You see him pat Todd Bertuzzi out of the back for a second. Excuse me, I'm going to unload some sticks and bottles here. That was good stuff. Anyway, as far as the Winnipeg Jets are concerned, they made the big deal we talked about before, and they've got 2 real promising kids to show for Teemu Solani.
You see them, Tevedosky on the left, Kilger on the right. Kilger's 6'4", and he's a big force. He's a big man, a big young man. But anyway, when you think of the fact that if a team was to hire or sign someone like Solani after the season, it was going to cost them 4 or 5 first-round picks. It only cost 2 for Solani to go to Anaheim.
These are 2 kids with huge upsides as far as the Jets are concerned. Earlier today, Stan Fischler asked Jets coach Terry Simpson about both of them.
Well, Kilger's a real young player. Like, I mean, he's really a young junior that he's a big, strong guy. Surprisingly good in his own end for a young player. And I think he's got some offensive potential that's going to make him a great player down the road. I think it's going to take him 2 or 3 years. Tevedosky's a little further ahead. He's got real good instincts, offensive instincts, great skater. But playing the defense, I think that, again, it's going to take him 2 or 3 years to realize his potential in this league.
Our thanks to Terry Simpson for helping us along with our Tri-State Jeep Eagle game story. This afternoon, the first of 2 meetings this season between the Islanders and the Winnipeg Jets. Travis Green is back. Will be as well right after this.
Islanders Hockey on SportsChannel is brought to you by Bud Ice, the official beer sponsor of the NHL. By the Discover card. It pays to discover. And by Nobody Beats the Wiz. For state-of-the-art home electronics, computers, cameras, music, movies, and more, nobody beats the Wiz.
Drink Bud Ice. But beware the Penguins.
Phil, after you were named MVP, what'd you do next?
I went to Walt Disney World.
Now at Nobody Beats the Wiz, win a superstar summer vacation to Disney World. Stay at Disney's new Boardwalk Resort. Play in all 3 Disney theme parks. Enter at any Nobody Beats the Wiz store, and you could be saying, "We're going to Disney World!" And now get your copy of Disney's Pocahontas for just $16.98. Save on Disney movies, music, watches, and more. It's Disney all month long at Nobody Beats the Wiz.
During the Dodge President's Week celebration, you can get a new Dodge plus something you can bank on, like $1,500 cash savings on a Dodge Intrepid, or get a Dodge Neon Coupe starting as low as $89.95 after $1,000 cash savings, or an extremely low lease rate on a Dodge Caravan. So get to the Dodge President's Week celebration for a new Dodge plus money in your pocket. Right now, lease a Caravan for $0 down and $249 a month.
How can you buy brakes if you don't know about them?
I always shop with people I trust.
You can always trust the folks at Meineke to give you quality, dependable brakes at a great price.
I trust the champ.
At Meineke, you're not going to pay a lot, but you'll get a lot.
I guarantee.
SportsChannel invites you to meet a man. Brought to you by Coors Light.
There's no other place that you'd want to be to win. It's this city right here. I mean, growing up here, I've seen it with the Yankees when they won. I've seen it with the Mets when they won. And when you're out on that field in a tight situation and the team's ahead and it's a big game, the city, the fans, I mean, it's just great.
Well, Eddie Westfall was talking about Islander trade talk, and before the game, Travis Green, who will be my first period guest after the period, that is, he collared me. He said, what's happening in trades? I said, what do you hear? And he says, well, we hear Wendell's name, and of course that's back and forth. My second period guest is going to be Keith Tkachuk, and I'm going to ask him which he likes better, Phoenix Scorpions or Phoenix Coyotes, because those are the two finalists among the nickname for the team when it moves to Arizona. And it's going to be a very interesting one to pick from. Take it away, Howie.
All right, Stan, thanks a lot. Islanders and the Winnipeg Jets have not met in 2 years. They split the two meetings in the 93-94 season. And Eddie, here's today's GMC goaltending matchup.
He's 23. He's the Russian Nikolai Hatty. He's won 3 straight games, Howie, and he's starting in his 18th consecutive. And Tommy Soderstrom, I believe, he's playing as well now as he did when he didn't lose 9 straight hockey games.
Stephen Walkom will drop the puck to get us started. Islanders have won 2, lost 2, and tied 1 when he's been involved. Gerard Gauthier. Pierre Rasico will handle the lines. Winnipeg will start out with their big scoring line of Alexei Zhemnov, number 10 at center, Keith Tkachuk, number 7 on left wing, Eddie Olczyk, number 16 on the right. Teppo Numminen will be on defense with a former Islander, number 26, Jeff Finley. And for the Islanders, it's Green, McInnes, and Clark up front, LeChance and Pilon back. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an instant icing. Just 9 seconds in, they'll bring the face-off down to the Islander end of the ice.
Well, there's the ex-Islander coach, Terry Simpson. And if you like people, you like Terry Simpson. He's a fine man. Quiet, but a fine man. New York State Lottery scratches in this hockey game. Gillen has been out a good part of the season. Doan, Quint, Dennis Chassé are scratched from the Winnipeg Jets. And, of course, for the Islanders, Lindros, Vasky, Vakota, Belanger, Swant, Severn, and Milan Tichy all over the Islander lineup.
Dennis Vasky skated again today.
Yeah, he told me this morning how his field never felt better. Now he can try some of the things he hasn't been able to try in his skating exercises.
The centering feed from Olczyk that's batted away. Eddie O's got it back. He fires one, and a bad save by Tommy Soderstrom. Now it's Zhemnov being tugged at by Green. Tkachuk back on it in the corner. Keith Tkachuk, one of the premier power forwards in the league, lifts one off of LeChance. Wendell Clark takes over for the Islanders. Just getting back well as Clark gains the zone. Couldn't get it to McInnes the first time. Now he's got it back, Clark does. Clark throws it in front. McInnes has it. And he puts it back into the corner. Played by Wendell Clark. Now Kasparaitis for the Islanders. Wrist one off the inboards. Teppo Numminen, number 27, shoveled to the head. Clark breaks it up. Wendell Clark showing some early jump.
Wow, really big time jump, Howie. Look out here.
Clark, Tkachuk beats a pair of Islander defenders. In front all alone, Zhemnov, but it's slapped away by the back-checking Marty McInnes. He's going to miss the net anyway, and then Schneider blasts when he scores! Matthew Schneider just threw it at the net. Javi Bullen blew it, and it's 1-0 New York.
Right, goes big time, but what a way to get the Islanders going. They had a pretty good jump, Howie, when you think of some of the skating and puck control of the Islanders on their first shift, and a lot of it by Wendell Clark, and he feeds it up. Here's that Schneider. Now he just blasts it. That's just, it's like shooting it in, only put it on the net. It hit him in the right pad down in the skate area, deflected through the skates, and the Islanders surprised themselves, Winnipeg, and the fans. A minute and 21 seconds into the hockey game. His 11th, it's a 1-0 lead.
Matthew Schneider, 3 games in a row without a point is a significant drought. He's been that consistent for them from an offensive standpoint as a defenseman this year. He's gone 3 straight without scoring at least a point. He's broken that little Schneid with a long-distance goal. Nikolai Habibulin. The Islanders off to the 1-0 lead. Now it's Dave Manson, number 4 in the Winnipeg zone. Losing it to Del Gorno. He's checked by Manson, and out comes Darren Shannon, number 34. On to Dallas Drake, number 11. Drake, a centering feed. Went through some legs. Winds up back along the boards. Now it's Mike Eastwood, number 32 for the Jets. Eastwood trying to center. He does, but Chris Luongo back in the lineup after sitting Friday, slapped it away. Eastwood rolled it right through the goal crease. Now it's Dallas Drake behind the net. Pressured by Luongo. Drake looks for an outlet. Brings it back behind to Shannon. McCabe staying with Shannon. Knocks him down. The puck's underneath. Shannon gets up. Gives it to Drake. Now Luongo working Drake over. Even Walker wants him to keep playing, but now he's got a penalty behind the net. The Islanders going to be down a man here after Schneider's 11th from Clark and McInnes at 1:21 had given New York the lead. Now they'll go on the penalty kill.
Brian McCabe as he heads into the penalty box, and again the Islanders in their own end of the ice after they had scored the opening goal. Remember, Howie, also that the goal here, watch Brian McCabe, cross-checking penalty. Wow, that was not exactly what you'd call a vicious check from behind, even in slow motion. But Brian McCabe has taken the first penalty. Thinking more in terms of jammed off. Remember the opportunity he had on Tommy Soderstrom, and it was off that play, Clark, Schneider, and it's in the net.
So now the Winnipeg Jets put the 4th best power play in the league to work. McIver and Newman have the points. This is McIver, number 44. The drive, bad save. But Garrett to the boards. McInnes chips it out. Their first power play unit features their high-scoring line of Zhemnov, Olchek, and Keith Tkachuk. Islanders start out with McInnes and Palffy up front. Palffy, I should say Pilon and Kasparaitis on defense for the first portion of the kill. Now it's Zhemnov, losing it to Kasparaitis. Newman holds it in, but his centering feed is picked off by Pilon. Palffy breaking after it. Habibulin has to play it. If Palffy touched it, it would have been an offside pass. Minute 17 to go on the Winnipeg power play. The Jets have won 4 in a row, most recently in Hartford, Friday night, 5-2. The Islanders have lost 3 straight. And the Olchek behind the net to Newman, and he shoots. And a save by Soderstrom, who covers up.
Good stop by Soderstrom, controlling the rebound. And here, top line up front to defend against. There they are. Tkachuk, Zhemnov, and Eddie Olchuk. All right.
Spin the dial, Eddie.
Creativity. Well, anyway, in their last 3 games, they've got 9 goals and 11 assists, 20 points between the 3.
You know, I was going to mention, if you get a good look at Zhemnov, and that's him right there. You can't really see under the helmet. Obviously, you can't. He's got that flowing red hair. Ergo, his nickname, Archie. Remember the Archie comics? Red-headed Archie. Davidovsky a drive. It's Sweeney, and here comes Bob Sweeney up the left side. Manson cuts him off. And the puck dribbles back to Habibulin. 49 seconds remaining on the Winnipeg power play. 3:45 gone in the first. 1-0 Islanders. Aaron Turcotte for the Jets. Pushed it behind the net. Schneider couldn't get it all the way around, so Shannon for Winnipeg. Now out of the corner comes Mike Stapleton. Turcotte. Islanders in the box as Turcotte rifles it down low, centering feed. Stapleton scores. Shannon threw it in front. Stapleton rams it home. Winnipeg power play goal, and the game is tied at 1.
He's got 7 goals now, and 4 of them are on the power play. Whitey, that's his nickname, and if you wonder why Whitey, you can't tell under the helmet, his father, who was a teammate of mine, also played against him. There's a beautiful pass, standing all alone, nobody gets near him, and he one-times it. into the lower part of the net. Whitey Stapleton. There's the pass. Wow, doesn't it make it easy when nobody checks you standing around in front of the net? He's not very big, but he's quick. And he's made it 1-1 on a power play.
From the face-off, Jets control the puck in their own zone. It's moved ahead from Muni out to center, driven into the right side of Soderstrom. Chris King puts down the one goal. The puck flutters down the ice. Martin Roger just spilled into the Winnipeg net behind the play. Meantime, the Jets move the puck up ice. McCabe to the Islanders. Darkness in front of his own net. Moving away from Igor Farlev. But here's Bertuzzi trying to sidestep McIver. Now Bertuzzi unable to center as it's flicked away by Chad Kilger. Part of that big deal for Solani. Bertuzzi has it back center. Straka and Habibulin got a stick on that. Bertuzzi once more with Kilger draping him, and Habibulin is forced to cover up. Stapleton 7th from Shannon and Turcotte at 4:05 on the power play. Gets the game tied at 1 on the Model 4.
Not just another President's Day sale, but the big winter clearance. The blizzard of 96 left Chrysler and Plymouth dealers overstocked. Now, on the already low-priced Plymouth Neon, you can get $1,000 cash back, or even a low 1.9% finance rate. That's Plymouth Neon, with available air, automatic, dual airbags, and more. Now with $1,000 back, only at Chrysler and Plymouth's big winter clearance. Don't let it pass you by.
Weeknights on the Discovery Channel. How fast can you move? How far can you go? 5 nights all week. How do you feel about crowds? Every weeknight all week. Pick up the pace, run with a pack, and join the herd. Follow footprints and see where they lead. Get vicious. It's survival on the move. Nomads of nature on Wild Discovery. Every weeknight at 8 Eastern and Pacific on the Discovery Channel. Explore your world. Explore.
Todd Bertuzzi, who has been effective as over the last little while. Look at the beautiful pass. What a stop. Habibulin getting down in front of a Martin Straka attempt to give the Islanders back a 1-goal lead.
You read Vladislav Tretiak's book, and if you're going to read a book on goaltending, particularly if it's written in Russian, you want to read Tretiak's. Tretiak, of course, the brilliant goaltender who stunned Team Canada with his performance in the original Summit Series in 1972. And he's a goaltending consultant in the NHL for the Blackhawks.
How do you think he's done? Canadians beating him up too.
Oh, yeah, but nobody expected him to be as good, from what I remember.
Okay.
Oh, Phil Esposito used to tell great stories about that series.
Sure. So did Nash. Jerry Cheever. How the rooms were all bugged.
Oh, you can. There's a ground. Boy, am I glad we might get a nice thing here.
The truth.
Oh, well.
I said stories.
This is a great one. Go ahead, because it's a great story. Whether
you tell it, I don't know.
Well, Phil swears by this, and he's told it more than once. If you look at Terry Simpson.
It gets better every year, I should tell you.
He was rooming with, I believe it was Wayne Cashman in Moscow, and they were absolutely convinced that the rooms were bugged. I mean, they were getting phone calls in the middle of the night just to shake them awake and stuff like that. So they're turning the room upside down, looking for some sign of a bug, and they find this, allegedly find this tight wire, which ran from wall to wall, and they're all excited, shaking hands with each other. They get a pair of wire cutters, cut the wire, and they hear this tremendous crash from downstairs. It was the chandelier from the room below. Espo swears it's true.
Okay, if they were so good at that, why wouldn't they just cut the telephone wire if their phone wouldn't bother them then?
I don't know. I'm just a messenger here. Here's Keith Tkachuk for Winnipeg, putting a move on, unable to get a backhander off. Good feed to Newman, and he scores! Great play by Keith Tkachuk. Newman was left alone. It's 2-1 Winnipeg.
Well, you can tell when a team isn't feeling very good about themselves. Watch the Islander defenders and see how many of them. 4 of the 5 skaters. And you want to put the goaltender in 6. All within 5 feet of the net. Scott LeChance, number 7, backing up. He feels lonely. Look at now. Stop it right there. Whoa. Look at here. 1, 2, 3, 4. The goaltender would make 5. The other Islanders up out of the picture, all jammed around the net. There's not a confidence level in that kind of a play.
So it's Winnipeg 2, the Islanders 1, as Teppo Newman gets his 8th of the year. McInnes challenges Newman in. Clark follows to the corner. Newman and Clark come together, but McInnes has the puck. Now on to Green in the corner. McKay wrists one off the skate of Eddie Olczyk. Green's got it back. Travis Green to McInnes in the corner. Marty McInnes looking for some room, but he gave it away to Tkachuk, and Keith Tkachuk powers up the wing. Newman in on the other side. The pass across. Newman in scores. Tkachuk and Newman in again. And it's 3-1 Winnipeg.
Very quickly, the Islanders get caught. Marty McInnes tries a drop pass to his defense partner at the blue line. How many times have we talked about making plays at the blue line? They're dangerous, and here's one here. Watch Tkachuk as he just races up the ice. He's strong, he's quick, and then a little dump pass before Marty McInnes can get to Newman, and he's got two quick ones, 33 seconds apart, and it's a 3-1 lead after the Islanders had opened the scoring on Matt Schneider's long-distance shot. Newman has back-to-back goals, started by Stapleton on a power play. It's 3-1.
Mike Milbury is called to timeout with just 6:37 gone by in the first period. Newman scoring twice in 33 seconds. Both times Keith Tkachuk setting him up. And Mike Milbury obviously having some, what I would imagine would be harsh words for his Islander teammates about smart play. I mean, they've lost players defensively. The turnover at the blue line by McInnes have not played a smart first 6.5 minutes.
Well, they haven't, Howie, and when you think back, and it's so easy to find things wrong. When teams aren't doing well, there's a million things. And but the problem, they started with killing the penalty. They made a big mistake in allowing Stapleton to get into the position he was in to score. And then, of course, the back-to-back goals by Newman just, it's devastating.
There's a puck driven by Alexander Seamock that finds its way into the crowd with 6:45 gone in the first period. Newman's ninth from Tkachuk at 6:37.
I think we said 33. It might have been 43 seconds off.
43.
We won't go to the rack, or we hung by our thumbs because we're out by 10 seconds, but that's how quickly they got back-to-back goals here in the first period.
5:54 and 6:31, I believe that is, right? 6:37. All right. 43 seconds. The figures Gilberts. And here's Igor Korolev snapping one off the leg of Kasparaitis. Schneider sweeps it around. Patrick Flatley plays it ahead. Seamock to Kasparaitis. Anderson breaking to the hole. Now it's Schneider shooting one off the leg of defenseman Craig Muni. Now it's played in the near or far corner anyway by Mike Eastwood, and he flutters it deep into the Islanders' zone. Seamock gives it to Kasparaitis. Schneider and Kasparaitis the defense there. Seamock, Flatley, and Anderson the forward line for the Islanders. Just with a puck, Dave Manson back in his own zone. Manson holding up at the line. Dribbled it ahead to Eastwood. Schneider slaps it away, and Straka starts up the other way. Gains the zone. Palffy heads towards the net. They can't get it to him. Bertuzzi has it back. Fires. And a pad save by Nikolai Habibulin. Wasn't sure he had it, but he does. 11:58 remaining in the first period already. It's 3-1 Winnipeg on the Modell board.
Face it, no other razor shaves closer or with more comfort than Gillette Sensor XL. Soft microfibs that protect your skin and individually spring-mounted twin blades that adjust to your face. No razor feels more comfortable during your shave or leaves your face smoother after. Gillette Sensor XL. And try new Gillette Shave Gel. Now, the best gel takes care of your skin, too.
With the reliability of the most powerful V8 in its class, full-time four-wheel drive, anti-lock disc brakes, and dual airbags, think of the new Jeep Grand Cherokee as the calm during the storm. Now lease the Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo with 0 down and just $359 a month.
See your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealer.
Well, the Islanders are doing what they have to do. They've got to get back into the hockey game. They can only do it offensively. And, yes, Davidovsky makes mistakes. He hands it to Bertuzzi, who gets a good rip. Howie Rose making the stop. Howie Rose, did you see him down making the save? You know, he had Winnipeg won a game on the 23rd of February, 1-0 in overtime against Chicago. He was the star of the game. He's been many times this season.
Missed some time with a knee injury. Missed about 6 weeks with a sprained knee. McCabe throws one at the net. It's behind Howie Rose, but rolls behind the net, too. Now Bertuzzi shrugs off a check, turns and shoots. Howie Rose stops that. Bertuzzi using his size and strength here. Getting help now from Straka, but again Bertuzzi emerges with a puck. The Jets have it, though, and out they come. Darren Shannon to Eastwood on left wing. McCabe and Eastwood pump a chance. Steps into a man as well. It's Shannon. And McCabe spins it around the board. Now it's Muni shoveling it behind the net. Eastwood checks by LaChance. Dallas Drake on it for Winnipeg. He's checked by LaChance as well. And now Eastwood gets the puck back. Again to Drake. Shannon put down by McCabe. Centering feeds. Away again by Straka. Out comes Nicholas Anderson. He's struggling offensively. Fires one off the glove of Howie Rose and into the crowd. During this breakthrough, Islanders fans will take to the ice. Bud Ice, the smooth taste that goes down easy. Bud Ice, proud sponsor of the coolest game on earth. Well, he's gone 5 games without a point, 10 games without a goal, and so the excitement factor around Nicholas Anderson has subsided somewhat.
Yes, it has, Howie, and no one knows it better than Nicholas Anderson. Quietly goes about trying to get it back. But I'll tell you what, if you're going to play with Todd Bertuzzi and he gets around the net, behind the net, the side of the net, and he gets a hold of the puck one hand or two, you've got to get to the front of the net, somebody. And that's what happened the last time they were out there. No one around the front of the net. Bertuzzi slides the puck gently into the front of the net where it should go. There's no white jersey there to put it away.
Tippo Newman rolls it off the glass and into the Islanders zone. Newman in with 2, Stapleton with 1 for Winnipeg. Schneider has the Islander tally, and we're only midway through the first period. On this Sunday afternoon, another real good weekend afternoon crowd here at the Nassau Coliseum. Gave away street hockey sticks this afternoon. Matthew Schneider using his regulation-size lumber to beat Clark ahead. Now Wendell Clark hits the red line. Over the Winnipeg line, they collapse on him. Newman is now working against Kasparaitis. Pulled down, penalty coming up. Newman in speed, creating the power play opportunity for the Winnipeg Jets. Let's take a trip downstairs and visit with Stan Fischler. Stan?
Well, Howie, I've been watching Rick Bowness between, I'm standing between the benches, and more, he seems to be acting like he's going to be the head coach next season. He's doing more. He's the most vocal guy on the bench when Mike Milbury isn't throwing hockey sticks. And it seems to me that by next season, Rick Bowness will be the head coach. That's just my opinion. But he's seeming to be more and more like the head coach in the way he's handling the team right here. Howie?
Stan, Mike has denied it at every opportunity to ask him the question. And even as recently as in our pregame segment behind the bench today, he alluded to the fact that he's the head coach and he's not planning on going anywhere. And, of course, all that becomes very disposable once the season ends, because then I guess all bets are off. But, you know, Mike is pretty adamant about it. And he's the one who brought up the issue, too. Newman unable to handle it at the line, so Travis Green starts ahead. Penalty to Kasparaitis was for a hook at 10:02, so the Jets on their second power play. Actually, Mike was responding to a question about whether I asked him whether or not he regretted the incident in Jersey on Friday night, and he said no, he's an emotional guy, and if you take his emotions away, then you're taking away his ability to coach and motivate his team properly. And he says he's coaching, he's not going anywhere.
Well, he's not right now anyway, and that's his full-time job, along with his, I guess, a full-time job. Well, he's got Darcy Regier, a very, very capable guy, working with him as assistant general manager. So Mike Milbury has a lot of help in that. I would say if you were going into a lottery or making bets, I would bet that he's not the coach next year, just my own feeling.
He was hired as general manager in mid-January, or mid-December, I should say, after the dismissal of Don Maloney, and still mentions that he's going to rework this club some even before the trade deadline on March 20th. A Tuesday night, the Nets will be in Dallas to face the Mavericks. We'll have it for you on SportsChannel's News Sport. Sports Authority game time at 8:15 and tip-off a little after 8:30 at Reunion Arena in Dallas. Right here, minute 9 to go on the Winnipeg power play. Jets controlling the puck. The Islander end of the ice. Keith Tkachuk, number 7, got it from Tverdovsky. Olczyk centering feed, batted away and cleared down by McKinnon.
What a nice move. A good read by Brian McCabe, Howie. He saw the play, could see the player that the puck was going to get to. Great interception. Smart move.
Oleg Tverdovsky, number 20, he's just 19 years old. Acquired from Anaheim in the Solani deal. Darren Turcotte firing one off the leg of Pilon, and that becomes a souvenir.
There's Darren Turcotte. He just got back. He had a thumb injury. Missed a few games. Whacked across the thumb. And a look at some of the numbers on his career. 442 games. 2 goals at 154. It's just 226 points. That's some nice numbers in his 8th year. Rangers, Hartford, and now Winnipeg.
Early in his career, there were thoughts that maybe he was a little bit too much of a showboat. An individual player. Roger Nielsen spoke to him more than once about toning down some of his post-goal celebrations and moving the puck a little bit better.
Those kinds of things take care of themselves after a while in this league.
Patrick Flatley unable to get it past Stapleton, but then Green does. Meaning what? Meaning that if you celebrate too heartily, you pay the price?
Oh, yeah, a little hot dogging here and there. Look out. Not only will the opposition pick up on it and make you pay a price, but sometimes your own teammates will remind you.
Darren's case, it was his own coach. And there is Turcotte. Came over from the Hartford Whalers earlier this year for Nelson Emerson. Turcotte feeding in front. Stapleton rang one off the goal post. Stapleton almost had his second, but out comes Derek King. He's got to help. Kasparaitis just out of the box. Flatley went to the net, too. And then King gets knocked down. Couldn't gather the puck back in. And it's Stapleton laying it out of the zone. 7:40 to go in the first period. Islanders got a gift goal early on and have fallen behind since 3-1.
Something about that foot race we just saw. It gives you an idea of the speed of Dave Manson. Talked many times about the fact that Derek King has excellent speed, and Manson foot for foot in that race up the board.
Chris King stepped into Scott LaChance, who absorbed the contact, keeps the puck, and out Clark. Got it ahead to Green, but he's stripped. And here's Chris King trying to plow through McCabe. He couldn't do it. And Brian McCabe has the puck for the Islanders. Up to Green. Out of Wendell Clark. Over the line. Deep Green. Quick shot off the chest of Abibulin. And he gloves it to hold on. 6:59 remaining in the first period here at the Nassau Coliseum. Islanders have outshot the Jets 6-5. But what's it worth when you're down a pair on the Modell's board?
Beautiful beaches, championship golf, and all-around family entertainment. Jet Express brings you this and more with non-stop jet service from New York to Myrtle Beach and the Gulf Coast. Call 1-800-FUN-TUCSON and fly non-stop to Myrtle Beach from only $79. Non-stop to Mobile from just $79. Fly Jet Express, your ticket to Myrtle Beach and the Gulf Coast. And visiting Myrtle Beach or the Gulf Coast has never been easier with vacation packages from only $199. Call 1-800-FUN-TUCSON today.
McCabe made a beautiful spin around here. There he goes. Now watch what he does. That's pinpoint passing. Away go the Islanders. They'll drop past Clark to Green and a shot on goal. Abibulin forced to make a save. Kind of moves that you have to make coming out of your own end. Good crisp pass. Puck control.
Here's Teppo Numminen for the Winnipeg Jets. Hitting the red line, dumping it in. Korolev follows, gets a shot on. Soderstrom keeps play moving. Stepping up for Winnipeg is Finley to keep it deep. Korolev centering feed knocked away. Now Clark for New York. That's it for Clark, or rather for Green. Travis Green got it behind the net. Bobby Boogan couldn't clear. Schneider's drive sails over the net. Green follows and missed on the short side, but out to center it comes. Matthew Schneider ahead for Green. And Travis Green bounces it to the right side of the Winnipeg net. Clark on the intercept. Knocked away by Newman. Clark behind the net. Tried to center. And Teppo Numanen with 2 of the 3 Winnipeg goals. He's Karloff. Over the line, Igor Karloff centering feed. Gobbled up by Schneider. Matthew Schneider now moves to center. He's changing, so Schneider gets a dump in. 5:47 to go in the first period. Offside speed for Tkachuk. Ratley couldn't get it past him. Pete Tkachuk setting up shot. Works it behind the net. Kemnov there. See Kemnov shoved by LeChance. Kemnov twirls it back behind the net. Coming out from behind was Olczyk. However, the play whistled down. I believe a hand pass was called as that puck came behind the net to Tkachuk, who tried to feed Olczyk. Well, we want to welcome a new sponsor to our Islanders broadcasts, our friends at Gillette. We're going to be sponsoring our email segments, which we will continue to do throughout the final 6 weeks of this season. So if you've got any questions or comments, certainly we'll have time to address them. Make sure to send them to sciles@aol.com. Make sure to include your name, hometown, and again, we thank our friends at Gillette.
See the little hand pass down? You know, often think that should be part of the game. If it's not a hand pass, it creates a scoring opportunity. You know, he was just knocking the puck down. It was kind of a harmless play in the sense, but it was keeping the play going, possession of the puck. Smart move. That all by Keith Tkachuk as he just knocked it down. He knew his teammate was there. I think that that's kind of a play that should keep going.
You know, your timing is excellent, Ed, because along similar lines, the league has softened up a little bit on the skate play goal calls, where they're going to be a little more easygoing towards players now who have pucks deflected off their skates, even if, you know, there might be some gray area about whether or not it was intentional. I think more often than not now you're going to see those goals allowed.
No kidding. I hope not. I mean, if it's still directed deliberately in with the skate, it shouldn't count.
Well, I don't think if it's blatant they're going to call it. I mean, that's pretty clear that they won't allow the clean kick, but and think of the goal that the Islanders had disallowed in Dallas. Remember when Travis Green was sent tumbling and he was off balance and his leg happened to basically be pushed in the direction of the puck? That was no goal. This is the Modell scoreboard. See that? They've been doing that in Winnipeg since 1987. The Winnipeg Jets Goals for Kids Foundation, the team's official charity. It raises money for children's charities and causes within Manitoba. They donate roughly $300,000 to local children's charities each year. Players donate X amount of dollars for each goal they score, and they've raised over $1.6 million for Manitoba's children. Just another reason it's so sad that the Jets are leaving Winnipeg. Sure, they'll carry some similar promotion to the city of Phoenix. And it won't help the kids of Winnipeg once the Jets are gone. They will be at the end of the year. Right here, they're leading the Islanders 3-1 with 4:20 to go in the first period at Nassau Coliseum. Darren Shannon spitting on Anderson in the corner. And it's Rich Pilon controlling the puck to Bertuzzi. Now Bertuzzi to Straka. Back for Bertuzzi, and a centering feed bounces. Crockett chipping away, but it's cleared ahead. Kasparaitis has it back. He centers. Howie Rose anticipated and got a stick
He
up.
did, and Bertuzzi standing on the open side of the net.
In comes Drake, swinging it to the net. Soderstrom keeps it moving to Kasparaitis. Now Darius Kasparaitis slowly in his own zone. Pulled down by Drake. And a penalty coming up. I don't know if Drake is laughing. I mean, he's feeling that Kasparaitis took a dive. And although Darius might very well have helped the thing along, it's going to cost the Winnipeg Jets 2 minutes, and the Islanders will have power play.
Well, you know, for a minute, I was going to agree with you. I think the Islanders are going to get a penalty here for taking a dive. King is talking to the referee at this moment about the question of whether or not there was enough force there to take there, around and down. Well, anyway, you be the judge. Winnipeg is going to be a man short.
That would have been the false Stuart Patton did call. Stewie was working you to look twice. Tuesday night, the Islanders begin a home-and-home with the Boston Bruins. Tuesday night, they will be here at the Coliseum. Thursday night at the Fleet Center in Boston. We'll have both for you. Sports Authority game time at 7 and the drop of the puck a little after 7:30. The Islanders have not been in Boston since opening day. Nor have the Bruins been here since the Christmas holiday season. Dallas Drake goes for a hook at 16:21. And the Islanders go to the power play, and they will feature Clark, Palffy, and Green up front. McInnes and Schneider on the points. Wendell Clark whirls it behind the net. Howie Rose plays it high around the glass, right to King, and Chris King for Winnipeg. Over the Islander line. Nice move to the slot. Didn't get a shot through Schneider. Out comes Green for New York. King hacking away as Green gains the zone. Now Wendell Clark puts it around the board. McInnes steps up, pokes it to Green. Travis Green looks for a play along the board. Right box for the Jets. McInnes to Green again. Now to McInnes. The drive, stick save, rebound, score! Ziggy Palffy. Power play goal for the Islanders. It's now 3-2 Winnipeg.
There's always that danger, Howie, when you pull the defense, or I should say the penalty killing, all back that close to the net. You leave the perimeters and you leave the point man in good position to hammer you, and that's exactly what happened. Here Marty McInnes takes the pass. Look at all the bodies so close in. And then a rebound as it squirts out to the side, to the right of Hatty, and none other than Ziggy Palffy to pop it into the open net, and the Islanders are closing in. They led 1-0, then they went down 3-1, and now the power play goal, it's 3-2.
So Ziggy Palffy now has goals in 7 of his last 9 games. He's had points in 5 straight. And that was his 28th goal of the year as he gets better and better almost every game. Drive by Norm McIver. It's stopped by Tommy Soderstrom in the Islander goal. And so the Islander power play connects. McInnes and Green assisting at 17:08. Here's Scott LaChance trying to center. It hit escape. LaChance has it back. Tried to set up McInnes for a whistle. And a penalty coming up. A high stick indicated. See which way this one goes.
It's going against the Winnipeg Jets, I believe, Howie. It's a high sticking call. I see one of the Islanders trying to get up off the ice. Door open for Winnipeg. Somewhat of a mild McIver asking the referee for a definition. He gets it. Unsatisfactory in his eyes, but Norm McIver has taken a high sticking penalty. Leave the time at 17:35. The Islanders back on the power play. Drake had taken a penalty for hooking on Kasparaitis, and the Islanders score. Watch in front, number 27 in white, Derek King. Whoa, high stick there. He got the stick up under King's arm, caught him in the face. So the Islanders have a chance to lead this period tied up.
Eddie, we talked about Ziggy in the pregame show. What specifically do you think he does significantly better now than he did opening day this year?
Skating. He's improved his skating 100%. He doesn't waste his skating. He just skates at the right time, and he accelerates well with the puck. A lot of players will get the puck on their stick, Howie, and they slow down. Ziggy Palffy has that ability to be able to get the puck on his stick and accelerate, look into a higher gear, a little faster.
what's gotten him into good position to score so often?
Oh, yeah, he darts in and out, and, you know, and in full flight, how he's able to hang on the puck. You know, he's the kind of a player you hate to play against, because when the puck goes into his feet and it's kind of bouncing and rolling and bobbling along, somehow it always ends up on his stick again. And you know, that's just inherent in some hockey players. He has that ability, and he uses it well.
One of the building blocks, Zygmunt Palffy, has gotten the Islanders to within 3-2. You forget sometimes, because he's been in the system for a while now and has had sort of a back-and-forth existence, literally, with going back to the former Czechoslovakia at one point, that he's only 23 years old. Right now, he's on the right wing with Clark. I should say McInnes is out on the right point. Palffy on the right wing with Clark and Green. Schneider on the other point. This is Matthew Schneider, number 72. Pressure up high from the penalty killers. Turcotte was staring Schneider right in the eyes. Now Palffy to Clark. Quick shot save. Rebound Green. Hit batted away. Green another chance. He scores! Travis Green with a second and third effort has tied it at 3.
It might be a funny way of putting it, Howie, but Teppo Numminen may have a hat trick. He may have helped out the Islanders. Travis Green knew exactly what he was doing. He knew he couldn't put it in from that angle, but he might be able to bounce it off somebody, the goaltender, or in this case, it might have been Teppo Numminen, and get it into the open net. There's Green. He wants to keep it alive no matter what. He does. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. And there's Teppo Numminen standing in the goal crease. I think it went off his right leg and deflected into the net. So the Islanders have brought it all back to even with some pressure from down low. Travis Green, as he keeps hammering away, and got help from the Winnipeg defenseman Teppo Numminen, excuse me, who has scored twice in this game.
So the Islanders climb out of a 2-goal hole. They're now in a 3-3 tie with a minute and a half to go. Here in the first period. The power play has worked a couple of times for the Islanders. Dave Manson behind the net for Winnipeg, directing traffic with Bertuzzi. In on the mild forecheck. Manson goes cross ice. Trying to break through that trap. Cave for the Islanders. Spins it back in. 3:20 from Clark and Palffy at 18:21. Getting the Islanders into the 3-3 tie. That's 50 career goals now. Travis Green in the National Hockey League. Palffy and Manson contest behind the net. King in there too for the Islanders. Under a minute to go in the period, and out comes Dallas Drake up the right wing for Winnipeg. Drake pulls up centers. The trailer was Eastwood. He couldn't reach it. And here come the Islanders the other way. Derek King over the Winnipeg line. In front, Palffy. He scores!
Wow, what a shot. We got an Islander down at the blue line. Derek King, I believe, is out. He was decked in making that play. Has not moved. Not sure who got him, but he went down heavily.
Darius Kasparaitis was just waving rather hurriedly towards the dressing room to get the doctor out here. Unfortunately, this looks very serious. You could see that he's breathing at very least.
Exactly, good call. He's breathing all right, but boy, did he get his bell wrong. There's always that danger when you make that kind of a play. You see Palffy going, and he's in the clear, and you have to get it to him in a hurry. And you do, but in doing so, if you're watching the play and not the opposition, you're in a spot here. And he was, and took a tremendous hit. I didn't see who got him, Howie. I just saw him go down, and I was watching the play as everybody else was, as Zygmunt Palffy put the Islanders ahead. I believe Dallas Drake, number 11, may have caught him with his head down or looking toward the play that he had just made to Zygmunt Palffy.
There is some blood on the ice underneath the head of Derek King. And I believe the signal you just saw from the referee, Stephen Walken, was for the stretcher.
Yeah, I would have to think so. He's moving his feet now a little bit. They've got Dr. Midkoff for sure out there. He's the orthopedic guy. They got the general practitioner as well. And Drake is standing over him, number 11. And you never feel that good when you hit somebody. It's a legal hit. It was a tremendous hit. And you never feel that good. if you're a professional, and I find myself saying that more and more now than I ever have in my life. Now the referee and the linesman talking with Dallas Drake. He's just hoping that maybe the wind got knocked out of him, or he's just knocked out and he'll come around and there won't be anything seriously wrong.
Well, you see his legs
yeah, he's starting to squirm a little bit now, and that's Dr. Minkoff trying to. The problem, oh boy, he may be trying to get up, and that they're trying to calm him down, and that's that the movement of his legs might mean that he wants to get up, and I hope that that's what it is. I just hope it's not serious.
I guess the first thing they always worry about in situations like that is the player swallowing his tongue or convulsing, right?
Exactly, and he probably doesn't know where he is. He's sitting up now, and they're trying to get him, and he's probably trying to get up on his feet. I don't want to get carried off, and there's a pride. Don't want to get carried off, and that's inherent in most hockey players. And I'm hesitating here a little bit, but he doesn't want to. If he can do anything he can to keep them from putting him on that stretcher, he'll feel better about it.
But does the doctor generally step in and say, I don't care what you want, get on the stretcher?
Well, wait a minute. You know, he might be putting up an argument. I'll just sit here for a little while longer. Just leave me alone. Just leave me alone. And of course, everybody gravitates wanting to do something for him. Teammates, doctors, even the opposition. Look at Dallas Drake. He has not moved from that position. He wants to get off on his feet because he's trying to assure them. The doctors may be a little hesitant to believe him. But now he's convinced them that he can get up. No stretcher. Get it out of here. He just wants to get his face out. Well, it looks like it's around his mouth or his nose. They're going to take him off to the nearest point, which will be the Winnipeg dressing room area. And I like what I see so far. I don't like the fact that he's hurt, obviously, but I like that he's going off. He's stunned, but he's at least coherent enough to the fact that he's saying, just give me a hand. I'll get out of here.
Well, the Islanders, unfortunately, have gotten used to players leaving with various forms of head injuries this year that have resulted in concussions, and we don't want to be so presumptuous as to assume this is another one, but whenever you take a wallop like that around the head, you have to figure that that's an almost natural byproduct.
Well, we didn't think of it in those terms now as before, Howie, but of course the way you pointed out. And that's not to say, and I like to think of the half-full part of the glass, that's not to say that he couldn't get back into the dressing room, calm down, and little smelling salts. As soon as the players on his team know that he's okay, they start joking with him a little bit. He could come back, who knows? Right now they're going to tack on the 36.3 seconds remaining in the first period onto the second period and use this as the between period element.
Yeah, this is occasionally done when you have an incident of some sort with just seconds and maybe a minute or two remaining in a period. And so what they're going to do here is just do the normal intermission activities, and then, as Eddie mentioned, they'll play 36 seconds at the start of the next period, or when they come out, blow the whistle and get them right back out.
You know, we're almost forgetting the fact that that Zygmunt Palffy has scored the goal. I don't see it up on the... Let's take a look. Here's the play. Now, King cuts across. He sees Palffy, then dishes out. Here comes Drake. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Wow. Tremendous hit by Dallas Drake. It is not. That's not an element of fault. Look at Zygmunt Palffy. He wants to cheer, but the minute he sees his teammate down on the ice, that's it. No cheering.
Hey, remember the play against Hartford here when Todd Bertuzzi put his head down, made a move towards the center of the ice, got walloped? Is this a similar play?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Same kind of a hit. Beauty.
All right, 4-3 Islanders almost at the end of one, although our first intermission activities are set to commence. Let's send you back to Matt Loughlin at our Sports Authority Game Time studios.
And Howie, here during the first intermission, we're going to take a look at highlights of the Flyers game this afternoon against Washington. We'll also tell you what else is going on around the National Hockey League, and we'll check out the Knicks. They play Golden State tonight, trying to end a 5-game losing streak.
Off the ice, and a devastating check, and the sweet part, Travis Green playing tremendous, and we're going to talk about his goal and a few other things. But first, what do you know about your teammate? How bad is it?
Well, I'll tell you the truth. We don't really know right now. He was out of it. when he came off, and a couple teeth missing, I think, and but he'll bounce back.
Well, it was very difficult to tell whether or not it was a clean check or not. I only saw one replay. From what I saw, Drake's hand came up at the last second, and it looked like it was a penalty to me.
Yeah, again, I don't really know. I didn't see any of it, and I haven't seen a replay, and I know Drake can hit pretty hard. I've seen some replays on that, but other than that, I don't know. Okay, let's talk about the sweet part. The Islanders a little sluggish after going ahead 1-0. All of a sudden, it's 3-1. And Travis Green made a play that you got to be proud of because he carried the puck over the blue line. The Isles were down by 2. It looked like you're going to lose it twice, and you kept it in, led to the goal. What do you remember about it? Just carrying it down the wall, and I guess maybe there's a guy on me or so, and I cut across and just kept it in, I guess.
You guessed. Great play. Then the goal that you talk about, tenacity, perseverance, grim determination. We're going to take a look at this one. Travis Green around the goal. What are you doing?
Just shot it, and I was banging at it and tried to knock it in. Came back to me and just kept swatting at it, and it found its way in.
Man, I mean, you used to take about 5 shots.
Hey, how many it takes as long as it gets in there.
That's the law of averages paying off. Now, in the Island magazine Blade, in the latest issue, they got a whole thing about Travis Green, and it says that your favorite city to visit is Phoenix, which is where these Winnipeg guys are going. No connection, is it?
No. Maybe once a year in the summer.
Okay. That's Travis Green. We'll have more right after this break.
It's possible to have a spa that will set up just about anywhere, from hidden places to even the tiniest spaces. It's possible to have a spa that's always warm and wonderful. It's possible to have a spa that's designed for your total comfort, with no hard sides or...
Get a free hockey stick, courtesy of Emigrant Savings Bank.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the New York Islanders, and it's intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Islanders, Sports Channel, and now Wendell Clark is prohibited.
That's right. He's running the show. He had to get everybody on the proper side of the red line because there is still 36 and change to go in the first period. This Tuesday, March 5th, All-Stars Raymond Bourque and Cam Neely lead the Boston Bruins into the Coliseum to face the Islanders at 7:30. It'll be a student discount night, all fans 21 and under, or with a college ID. You can get a $19 seat for just $12 at the Coliseum box office. All other tickets and price ranges are available at the Coliseum box office, Ticketmaster, or charged by phone at 516-888-9000. That's the Islanders and Boston Bruins this Tuesday, March 5th at 7:30. Make sure to mark down April 1st on your calendars. Never mind April Fool's jokes or anything like that. It's opening day for the Mets. It's less than a month away. And Sports Channel will bring you Game 1 as the Cardinals visit Shea with new manager Tony La Russa to begin the 96 regular season. Catch more than 75 live Mets games right here on Sports Channel this year, beginning with opening day, Monday, April 1st at 1:30 in the afternoon, right here on Sports Channel. Earliest opener in New York Mets history.
Is that right?
Yeah, nobody.
Well, you're warming up already, huh?
Getting everything on the same page here.
The baseball game?
Oh, we'll see you there this summer, I'm sure. Right here, 36 and change to go in the first period. Technically, the teams will change sides after this. Next 28 seconds now is complete. Here's Newman into Kachuk. They paired up a couple of times in the period, but McGinnis has it for the Islanders. Long drive sails wide to the right of Javi Bulin. Bouncing puck chipped way up high and into the crowd, and the clock continues to run. That clock probably went about a second and a half or so longer than it should have.
Yeah, I guess so. A little bit like that. Bob Sweeney told me before the game, he said, 18, this is my game. I'm going to score a shorthanded goal. I said, you know, you've been coming so close. If you have that feeling, I'm not going to argue with you, and I hope you're right.
It's been 29 games since he scored one of any variety, so now he's seeing him in his sleep, huh?
Yeah, exactly, and although, as I say, he has been coming a little closer all the time. kind of tough. I often said about players that don't get a lot of ice time to score, you need a long stick to score from that position.
Well, his last goal came on December the 16th here against Hartford. Nobody will be looking for sticks today because there are plenty of them here in the crowd at the Nassau Coliseum. Street Hockey Stick Day, and a host of kids, their parents have taken advantage of the giveaway. Matthew Schneider's drive, pinballs in front. Clark couldn't squeeze it through. Now palffy does it, he scores! And there's the hat trick for palffy with 4.1 seconds remaining in the first period. Zygmunt palffy already has the hat trick, and the Islanders lead it 5-3.
You asked me at game time coming in about Zygmunt palffy and also in the hockey game about what does he do now that he does better from the beginning of the year. His quickness, his skating ability. Where does he come from? Watch, out of the picture to your right. There's the puck in front, and there's Zygmunt palffy. Wham! In the net. 3 goals in the first period for Zygmunt palffy. 28-29, and now 30.
So Zygmunt palffy continues to grow. I mean, it's not a resurgence because he's been getting better and better and better. And Eddie's talked about the skating and the smart play and finding the holes. And, you know, Mike Milbury was a little wary when he took over because he heard about Ziggy's defensive deficiencies. I remember Mike telling me in an interview just before the season, one-way players will not be welcomed on the New York Islanders. And so I think it's a pretty obvious fact now that despite Zygmunt palffy's 30 goals, he's also cleaned up his defensive game and become a complete player.
Absolutely. Very strong now defensively. Now, just before the third, or actually the first period ended, they had to change ends. The players by habit come out and they went to the opposite ends they were at to start the hockey game. But we mentioned Wendell Clark turned everybody around, saying, no, wait a minute, we've got to go back to our first period positions. Islanders to our right, you're right on television. And now Winnipeg changing not only ends, but they're going to change goalies as well. Nikolai, Abby Bulin, gone to the bench. Dominick, Rousseau, the backup goaltender, traded over to Winnipeg from the Philadelphia Flyers. Going into the net, he's 7 wins, 7 losses, and 1 tie in lifetime games against the Islanders. Tim Cheveldae was traded from Winnipeg to Philadelphia back on the 27th of February.
This will be Dominick Rousseau's Winnipeg Jets debut. I guess Howie Bulin should have known he was in for a long afternoon. On one of the first shots of the afternoon, Matthew Schneider beat him from just inside the red line.
Yeah, that was a very weak goal for a goaltender that had been playing so well, Howie. And he's only he's averaged 2 goals against. Howie Bulin had over the last 9 and 10 games.
So now the second period is officially underway. Zygmunt palffy with 3 goals in the first. The Islanders have a 5-3 lead, and here's Dallas Drake shooting one off of Scott Chance. Chance around for palffy. Brian Trottier has scored 5 goals in a game for the New York Islanders. In case you're thinking ahead as to any possible records, here comes palffy again. Up for Green, takes it off the glove of Rousseau. Clark centers. Stick. It was the stick of Eastwood, and he gets knocked down. Clark chips it out of the zone. NHL record for goals in a game is 6. Eastwood to Drake, and he missed the net. Red Berenson, Sid Howe, Darryl Sittler scored 6 goals in 1 game in the National Hockey League.
Yeah, that was against the Boston Bruins. He also had 4 assists in that game.
Dave Reese was the goaltender for the Bruins. It was the last game he ever played in the NHL. Zygmunt palffy spins it around. Islanders can't get it out, though. Now Drake has it back. Tries to center. Hits with Chance. Chance couldn't clear it. Islanders can't get it out. As it's Shannon. Moving away from LeChance to Eastwood, and he scores from an almost impossible angle. Eastwood cuts the Islander lead to 5-4.
Well, if you're for his goals, you're getting him in this hockey game. That's the 9th goal already. We have just started the second period. And Mike Milbury saying, wait a minute, you guys. You've still got to protect your own end of the ice. From the beginning of the second period start, it's been all Winnipeg. And look at that wraparound. A wrap through. It didn't go around the goaltender, Tommy Soderstrom. It went through his feet. Watch here. There's the backhand in on the side of the net. And it's now 5-4.
Well, you may want to pay close attention to this one. We're just a minute and a half into the second period. 9 goals have been scored. 1 goaltender has already been chased. Now Mike Eastwood's 9th of the year at 120 has cut the Islander lead to 1. Nicholas Anderson, Craig Muni came together. McIver to Darren Turcotte. Here come the Jets. Turcotte over the line. Quick shot, pad save. Chris King pulled off for the rebound. Play continues. And now King, number 17 for Winnipeg. Takes a hit. Straka was knocked down. Fans don't like that. Here's King. McIver snuck in front. He was all alone. King couldn't get it to him. Now Stapleton to the corner. Turcotte powers out. Shoots one. Stick save made. And the Islanders finally clear, although they send it into the Winnipeg Jets bench. Shannon and Muni get the assists on Eastwood's night at 120.
Little something going. Craig Muni. Winnipeg Jets and Nicholas Anderson showing that they don't like each other. Hammering away. There's Muni hammering away. Anderson goes back. He's got to protect against the stick. That's what Muni wants to do, is hammer that stick into the ribs. Then they go for the head. Go for the face, the massage, the jolts. And here at the end of the shift, there it again, boom. You don't mind those if you're either player, particularly if you have to give away about 6 inches and 20 pounds. In the case of Anderson, you don't mind going shoulder to shoulder. You have to jump up to do it.
Brian Trottier and John Tonelli are the 2 Islanders who have scored 5 goals in a game. Trottier did it twice against the Rangers and Flyers. Tonelli did it against Toronto. And it's worth checking out because there are almost 2 full periods to go. Zygmunt Palffy already has 3. 5-4 New York. Sweeney carries to the Winnipeg line offsides, although the puck did leave the playing surface.
Well, if you're a hockey player, you want to get things settled down here. I suppose if you're Teppo Numminen, number 27, you want to settle it down and get another one so that you can have a hat trick. He has 2 back-to-back goals, 43 seconds apart in the first period. And if you're Eric Fischler, you say, well, I like it where I am in this hockey game. It seems to be a lot of offense.
he likes where he is right now. Doesn't want to get into this mess. Eric Fischler played his first road game the other night. Actually acquitted himself very well right down to the end of the game. And the New Jersey Devils scored 4 late goals and beat the Islanders 6-2. One of them was an empty netter by Steve Thomas. Chemnov center. Kasparaitis flicked it away from Kachuk. Islanders 4 goals, or have scored 4 goals in this game in a span of 2 minutes and 47 seconds. Their fastest 4 ever came in 1 minute and 38 back in January of 1982 against Pittsburgh Penguins. Marty McInnes in over the Winnipeg line. McInnes with a dance. And a backhander that goes wide to the right of Dominick Rousseau. Garth Snow had won the backup job behind Ron Hextall in Philadelphia. Rousseau had sort of fallen out of favor anyway with Bobby Clark, as well as Flyers coach Terry Murray. So here he is with a new chance in Winnipeg and later Phoenix, assuming he sticks around. Darren Shannon being hit in the corner by Travis Green. Play in the Islanders zone. Shannon's got it back. Green wouldn't let him come out. Good work by Travis Green. Now Schneider back around for Clark. Footer's off of his stick and out to center. 4 minutes gone in the second. 5-4 Islanders. They did trail 3-1. And here's a lead for Eastwood. He's in. And his shot is stopped by Soderstrom. Centering feed from Eastwood didn't connect. Another centering attempt. Gobbled up by Clark. Out of Green. Clark again. Heading towards the net with Palffy. Clark still has it. Palffy overskated it behind the net and hit the back of the cage with it. Now he throws it at the net. It's the side of the net again. Palffy cruising in front. Hart plays it to the corner. Green's drive is blocked and hit Eastwood. Comes back to the corner. Kyber got it to Drake. Dallas Drake clears the zone.
Boy, there's a lot of good scoring opportunities, I should say, in this game, Howie. And whatever team stops all of that nonsense in their own end of the ice might be the team that wins.
Martin Straka in the corner. He worked over by Kilger. Now Bertuzzi unable to feed the slot. Muni for the Winnipeg Jets. Slides it all the way down. And icing is called as Pilon wins the race against Jim McKenzie. 5:05 gone in the second. That's right, the second. And look at the Modell scoreboard.
Hey, guys. All right. What do they call this bud? Ice? Ice brewed. No, the bottle looks like ice. The bottle does look like ice. Ice brewed, you. The bad head. The bottle is Jake, and it looks like ice. Ice brewed. Jake. Hey, you guys. Take it outside. Okay, Coach.
Bud Ice, the official beer of the Hanson brothers.
Stupid machine took my quarter.
With the reliability of the most powerful V8 in its class, full-time four-wheel drive, anti-lock disc brakes, and dual airbags, think of the new Jeep Grand Cherokee as the calm during the storm. Now lease the Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo with 0 down and just $359 a month.
See your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealer.
Even the players on the defensive grinding lines are getting these kinds of opportunities. That's Mike Eastwood. Nice move by Tommy Soderstrom, closing the door. He playing with Shannon and Drake are supposed to be checkers and grinders. Boy, they're all over the place.
They're not welcome here today.
No, everybody shed that role. They want to be scorers.
Depo and Newman in. Played it up the middle to Tkachuk now. Olczyk heads to the net. Tkachuk couldn't get it there. It dribbles. And LeChance plays it to the crowd. If the goaltender tries that, actually goes off for 2 minutes. But let's take a look at our Chrysler League leaders.
Yeah, the Chrysler League leaderboard and the category power play goals. Well, with Mario Lemieux, Yager, Thomas Sandstrom. Look at the Pittsburgh guys. But then Keith Tkachuk at 16. Joe Sakic of the Colorado Avalanche. He has 16 as well. Keith Tkachuk. You pointed that out. A pure power forward. Strong. He can skate, shoot. He can do it all. He loves to hit as well and fight if he has to.
And according to rumor, came very close to becoming a New York Islander just before the season started until Chicago blew everybody out of the water with their offer sheet, which was matched none too happily by the Winnipeg Jets. They had worked out a conditional deal, I suppose, the Islanders and Jets had, or at least they hadn't put the finishing touches on it. Chicago jumped in with their offer, and as the Islander deal had not been completely closed, that took care of it. Here's Patrick Flatley for New York, starting out of his own zone. Over the Winnipeg line. Here's LeChance, and he missed. He was looking to the corner, and for a deflection in front of it came about, but here's Zhemnov the other way. Luongo knocks him down. Zhemnov keeps going. Behind the net, it's Olczyk. In front for Tkachuk. But Sweeney bats it away. Keith Tkachuk back on the puck. Down the boards comes Tverdovsky to Zhemnov. Didn't get it back to him. Now Tkachuk jumps in. Sweeney stays with him. Olczyk, a backhander stop. Rebound pushed at by Zhemnov and covered by Soderstrom.
Winnipeg Jets, they want to get this game tied up again. And we got somebody that wants to tie up a little bit closer than with the score. Zhemnov, he led the rush. Number 10 in the dark uniform. Flatley taking exception. A couple of things that are either said or done. Everything broken up, but Zhemnov showing how he can skate, handle the puck. Looks a lot like Zygmunt Palffy when he accelerates through the middle of the ice, handling the puck beautifully. Last 3 games, he's got 6 points. He's the kind of a player. They're down in close. There's the collision. Flatley with Zhemnov. He's the kind of a player, Howie, damn off, that he can stick handle in a phone booth. He is very good. He can take it off the tops of his skates, go out to full length on the stick, back in. Very good. Very good stick handling. 3 goals, 3 assists, 4 career games against the Islanders.
Archie, they call him, as we mentioned before. Doesn't make his line mates jughead and big moves, I don't think. And Clark shooting one that deflects behind the net. Now it's Travis Green. But a Clark behind the net. Checked by Kilger. Green and Tverdovsky. Tussle with Green. Getting the puck, but then it's chucked off of his stick by Tverdovsky. Cleared out of the zone by Korolev. Cage shoveled it up the right wing. Now he gets it back and dumps it to Schneider in the New York zone. Here's Clark with palffy. Palffy heading to the net. Clark the shot, and he missed upstairs. Penalty coming up, though. It's going to be to the Winnipeg Jets.
The holding penalty, and Clark has an opportunity and misses the net from in close.
Will step out. 6:59 gone in the second. Islanders have a chance to pad the lead on the Modell's board.
Face it, no other razor shaves closer or with more comfort than Gillette Sensor XL. Soft microfins that protect your skin and individually spring-mounted twin blades that adjust to your face. No razor feels more comfortable during your shave or leaves your face smoother after. Gillette Sensor XL. And try new Gillette Aftershave, a splash that moisturizes as it refreshes.
It's not a spectator sport. It's the interactive game that puts you in the action. Get ready to play Sports Buster.
Tuesday, only on SportsChannel. Tuesday on SportsChannel, the Isles shoot the spoiled fork and the Bruins playoff possibilities. On New Sport, Armin Gilliam and the Nets continue their run at postseason play against Jason Kidd and the Mavs. Catch the Islanders and Nets Tuesday on SportsChannel.
Dave Manson in the penalty box. It's a holding penalty. Number 4 there reaching out, grabbing a hold of Travis Green, and he does it again. Didn't get a hold of him the first time. And held on a little bit too long. Charlie Manson, yeah, sure. Dave Manson, that's his nickname, Charlie. Anyway, when he talks, he sounds like he's underwater. Remember, he had a throat injury, and ever since then, his vocal cords, I guess, the voice box has been affected, and he talks like he's underwater. A real garbly, deep voice.
Well, he's also become a pretty good defenseman in this league for a number of different reasons. Big hit by Chris King on Marty McGinnis. Matthew Schneider drills one around the boards. Hanson's first season, I thought. Sigmund Palffy has taken down there, or at least people around the league thought, boy, this guy's going to be one of the better physical, yet offensive defensemen, and his game's quieted down a little bit over the years.
Well, that happens as you get a little older, and there's a hard hit at the Islanders' end by Matt Schneider. That hit on Chris King, a little payback maybe.
Minute 8 to go to the Islander power play, but this is Darren Turcotte shorthanded, just missing a loose helmet. Belongs to the man with the puck, Marty McGinnis. And you see the time remaining on the Islander power play. 5-4 New York. In comes Seema. Pass doesn't reach Clark, but Wendell got it back from Turcotte. Wendell Clark being tugged at. Finally lost it. Igor Korolev bounces it out of the zone. Wendell Clark's been moving today. See that from his first shift. Seema to Bertuzzi in the corner. Now Bertuzzi works it back around. The cave. Bertuzzi challenged by Muni, but McCabe has it back. McCabe to Seema. He shoots, and it's stopped by Dominick Rousseau. 12 seconds to go to the Islander power play. That centering pass at the stick of Turcotte. And comes into the Islander zone. They'll take care of the Islander man advantage. They did not get a shot through officially on Rousseau. And here's Nicholas Anderson. Trying to get it to Bertuzzi. Broken up. Anderson again. Off Deflected on the stick check by McIver. And out comes Manson to Tkachuk. Jamnov headed to the net. So's Manson. Tkachuk couldn't get the pass across. Scott LaChance made the good play. Now Seamock for the Islanders with 10:41 to go in the second period. Islanders up 5-4. Anderson's pass misses for Bertuzzi. And it's Archie Jamnov playing it in the Winnipeg zone. Missed Tkachuk with a pass. And Darius Kasparaitis has it. Betty or Veronica? Which one did Archie like better? Here's Pilon over the red line. Bouncing it to the left side of Rousseau. Well, we get a whistle. And a penalty coming up, I believe, to the Islanders here.
Yeah, Bob Sweeney, a little interference in the offensive zone down low. And there's the signal by the referee. Crossed wrists. Sweeney a little upset.
Mike Milbury doesn't look tickled pink either. Special welcome to our friends in the Sports Channel Islanders Kids Zone. We hope all the kids from the Ronald McDonald House and the Schneider Children's Hospital are enjoying today's game. Sports Channel Islanders Kids Zone distributes tickets to area charities for select Islanders home games. Welcome, kids.
There's Chris King on Marty McGinnis. Whoa, got him in a bad spot, ran him into the boards, and then just a little bit later, payback time. Here comes Matt Schneider. Wham! Take that, Chris King. Ouch. Little give and go, and here's the penalty. Sweeney down. Little pull on the right arm. Puts himself in front. Swings the defenseman around. And gets an interference penalty. So 5-4, the Islanders leading. Power play for Winnipeg.
It's their third. They're 1 for 2 so far. Dave Manson and Oleg Tverdovsky patrol the points for Winnipeg. Turcotte up front with Mike Stapleton and Darren Shannon. The Islanders have palffy and Seamock is the forwards. Pilon and Kasparaitis the defense. First portion of the kill. Now Turcotte number 89. Checked by the stick of Seamock. Bouncing puck. Stapleton lost it to Kasparaitis. Stapleton has it back, however. Mike Stapleton doing some stick handling. Kasparaitis has lost his stick. Tverdovsky with a drive. That's blocked. Seamock on the backhander clears it down the ice.
Sigmund Palffy gave his stick up to the defenseman Kasparaitis, and then he blocked the shot coming in from the point.
And Tkachuk accepts the pass offsides. He is pulled across the Islander blue line with minute 11 remaining on the Sweeney interference penalty. He's become the full package power forward, hasn't he?
Has he ever? Massachusetts native. Take a look at that play I just described. Watch on the left side. There's Kasparaitis signaling. He doesn't have a stick yet. And as the play goes back there, Palffy gave him his. And then look at Palffy playing goaltender. Gives up the stick, scores 3 goals, and blocks. And blocks the shot. Yes, you want to have the defenseman when you're killing a penalty with the stick, because down low, it's more dangerous without the defenseman having a stick than it is the forward. Players can get in close to the net. They know you can't check it with the stick, so they can just play around with the puck in your feet if they like.
Oh, Newman up the right side. Over the line. Newman tries the center. Anderson breaks it up. Nicholas Anderson with a steal and a clear. And we're under a minute to go on the Winnipeg power play. Now they've got the big boys up front. Jamnov, Tkachuk, and Olczyk. McIver and Newman on the points. Olczyk works it deep. Soderstrom fields it. Gave it away to Tkachuk, though. Now Jamnov to McIver. Newman into McIver. Jamnov couldn't hold it. But Tkachuk takes it back. Luongo on him. Tkachuk plays it around to Newman with a half minute to go on the power play. Jets moving it around, looking for a good shot. Haven't had one here. Tkachuk to Jamnov. Newman in. McIver, that must be about 15 passes on this sequence.
Well, it looks pretty, Howie, but the Islanders are doing it right. They're keeping the puck in the perimeter.
The shot deflected wide of the net. Now just 10 seconds remain to the power play. Bradley's got the puck, clears it all the way down. For all that pass work, the Jets did not get a shot on that power play. Here comes Sweeney out of the box. 8:09 to go in the second period. 5-4, and the Islanders lead. Green couldn't hold the puck. Tverdovsky does for Winnipeg. Off of Shannon, and so McCabe for the Islanders. Plays it off the glass. Manson tries to get it to her left. Finally moves it. Shut down all the way by Tverdovsky. Off a deflection, though. Play keeps moving. And Matthew Schneider guns it up the middle. That hit Manson's stick. And so palffy challenges Manson. And Manson's pass winds up curling around the glass and into the crowd. So we'll step out. 7:35 remain to the second period. Things have quieted down in the second period. Islanders with the lead as you look at the Odell scoreboard.
There's no fan like a hometown hockey fan, and there's no card like the official no annual fee NHL MasterCard. Call 1-800-780-6605 and apply for the only MasterCard with your favorite team's logo and no annual fee, plus exclusive cardholder benefits. So take your shot and with a credit card made just for hockey fans like you, the no annual fee NHL MasterCard. Call 1-800-780-6605 now to get your exclusive National Hockey League MasterCard.
SportsChannel in March. The action is non-stop. Follow Dallas Green's young Mets at spring training with live game coverage from Florida. The Nets collide with the NBA's best. Jordan's Bulls, Robinson's Spurs, Mutombo and the Nuggets, and more. The Devils and Islanders shoot the game ground in the standings in 22 big games. Big East rivals jam it out as March Madness approaches. Coming April 1st, Mets opening day from Shea. It's all coming your way only on SportsChannel.
That's Dallas Drake, a player that hit Derek King and sent him off the ice at the end of the first period, and he has gone for cautionary measures to the hospital to make sure that he's all right. But Dallas Drake, if you ask someone before the hockey game that knows about him, he is a hard hitter. Short-handed goals. He leads this team in short-handed goals. Obviously a good penalty killer and very strong on his skates. Much like a Todd Bertuzzi, Howie.
Played at the same college as a fellow that Mike Milbury is going to get to know very well over the next little while. Tommy Laidlaw, veteran National Hockey League defenseman, who's now the agent for Brian Berard, franchise type player that the Islanders are trying to sign after acquiring his rights from the Ottawa Senators. Devils and the Toronto Maple Leafs. On Thursday, there's Scott Stevens of the New Jersey Devils. Wednesday, I'm sorry. Sports Authority game time at 7. And the drop the puck a little after 7:30 exclusively on SportsChannel. Thursday's the day that the Islanders will be back at the Fleet Center in Boston to close out the home and home in the season series as well, with the Boston Bruins, who were beaten at that Fleet Center yesterday by Jim Carrey and the Washington Capitals 2-0.
Boston struggling, trying to get to a playoff position. Ooh, there's a dangerous play.
Not since 1966-67 have the Boston Bruins missed the Stanley Cup playoffs. They're in danger of that happening this season. The first time since then, Boston out of the playoffs as of today's standing. 9th in the Eastern Conference. They are 4 points out of the playoff spot as of today. Chris King handles the puck behind the Winnipeg net. On now to Turcotte, who gets to the red line. And Darren Turcotte throws it deep. It's off on a change with 6.5 to go in the second period. Bertuzzi checked in center by Numanen. Straka and Numanen come together. Martin Straka brings it in. Cole Cup draws a pair of players towards him. Now the puck in the corner. Bertuzzi tried to kick it in front, couldn't get it there. And out comes Petro Numanen for Zhemnov. Alexei Zhemnov over the line, works on Kasparaitis, sprays some ice, fires one. That's blocked like it hit Eddie Olczyk. And now Kasparaitis clears it out of the zone. Good hit on Finley. And the Islanders back to the attack. Kasparaitis plays it deep, and now the Islanders spill some fresh troops over the boards. Oh, hello, Numanen. Oh, Numanen to Tkachuk. Batted off the skate. And Finley lifts it into the air. Knocked down by Sweeney. And things have quieted down. You can tell because the crowd's trying to get back into it.
21 minutes and 20 seconds of this hockey game, there were 9 goals scored. Since then, there haven't been any. That's about 16 minutes.
Islanders have not had a shot since the second period started. And remember, there was a 36-second addendum, if you will, to this period, which represented the tail end of the first period, necessitated by the injury and the attention given to Derek King. So now 5 minutes remain in the second period. And the Islanders have not yet had a shot on goal in the second period.
Well, when you think about it, Winnipeg have only had 3, Howie. It was 11-8, the shots on goal at the end of the... How do you say that? They had 8. The Islanders must have had 4.
They have 4 shots in the last 36 seconds. Here's Dave Manson with a shot, and that one goes wide to the left of Soderstrom. Wendell Clark and Shannon after the puck. Shannon in the corner. Out to the point. Beauty's drive. Stick save by Soderstrom. And a pull down of LeChance will result in a power play opportunity for the Islanders. So when we come back, the Islanders will have the man advantage. They have a goal advantage as you stare at the Model scoreboard.
Don't you just love hockey? What's not to love? You get the wicked slap shots, the bone-jarring hits, the phenomenal saves. And don't forget the ice. Bud Ice and 96-calorie Bud Ice Light, the official beer sponsors of the NHL. So grab a bottle of Bud Ice, or if you prefer, try it from a cup.
Weeknights on the Discovery Channel. How fast can you move? How far can you go? 5 nights all week. How do you feel about crowds? Every weeknight all week. Pick up the pace, run with a pack, and join the herd. Follow footprints and see where they lead. Get vicious. It's survival on the move. Nomads of nature on Wild Discovery. Every weeknight at 8 Eastern and Pacific on the Discovery Channel. Explore your world. Explore.
Well, they're not conductors. They are hockey sticks in people's hands here at the Coliseum. That day, well, there we are. Young folks get a street hockey stick. Yeah, put it down gently. That's right.
Either that or they were working on pulling down their dad or their mom. I don't know. I saw a little chicanery in those eyes. Anyway, the Islanders are going to the power play here for the 4th time this afternoon. Islanders up a goal. They've got Green, Palffy, Bertuzzi up front, McCabe, and Schneider back. Tony McKinnis went off for what we think were equipment repairs a little while ago. I don't know that we've seen him since, though. And the puck cleared down by Chris King, the Jets. Jets making some changes on the penalty kill now. They've got Turcotte up front, along with Korolev. Newman and Finley back. Bertuzzi center. Palffy couldn't finish. Finished everything else so far today. McCabe to Schneider. The drive misses the net hard, and that forces everybody out of the Winnipeg zone. Minute 10 to go on the Islander power play. 5-4 New York. Palffy has the hat trick. McCabe has the puck. And the head man to Wendell Clark. He gets to the Winnipeg line. Here comes Palffy, but he missed the net. Now Clark couldn't find the handle. Manson back the other way, short-handed. Sends Turcotte in. Back for Manson. Dave Manson shot off the stick of Soderstrom. And Clark heads up. Seamock with Palffy and Clark. Here's Palffy shooting one. Stick save by Rousseau. And underneath the, on top of the puck anyway, is Craig Muni.
Good try by the Islanders. 36 seconds remaining in the power play. Craig Muni getting back quickly. You could tell there was things were breaking down. Dominick Rousseau, who in net now. There's the play. Palffy, the puck rolled up on him just as he wanted to shoot it. You can see he didn't get a lot on it, but he forced Rousseau to make the save. First stopped by Dominick Rousseau. Not a tough one, coming off the stick. I suppose, though, when you have 3 goals, he recognizes that Zygmunt Palffy has 3 goals in the hockey game, so he's got the hot hands and things are going well, so you never know. You've got to play your hardest against anything that he's going to shoot.
All 3 of Ziggy's goals today, in fact, all 5 of the Islander tallies coming against Nikolai Havdibulin. Now Schneider to LeChance. Half-minute to the power play. Schneider's drive, blocked by Newman. And here come the Jets. Drake offsides at the Islander line with 2.5 to go in the period and 21 seconds on the power play.
It's almost as if it was nap time, Howie, because of all the flurry. 9 goals. As I said, it was in the first 21 minutes and 21 seconds of a period that started after the injury to Derek King. But now, nothing.
Islander fans, you can't bring the home rink with you, but you can bring the ice. Bud Ice. Ice brewed for the smooth taste that goes down easy. Bud Ice, the official beer sponsor of ye old NHL, of which Wendell Clark has been a part of since 1985. And the question is, will he be a part of the New York Islanders by the 21st of March? Trade deadline is the 20th. And there are scouts from probably every team in the league here today.
Jacques Demers from Montreal, hired coach this year. He is here.
Got your Peter Mahovlich from Edmonton.
Billy Deneen, Philadelphia.
Boston has Marcel Pelletier. Aaron Turcotte has the puck. Drake fires. And a save by Soderstrom. Teams are at equal strength. There's palffy shooting. Oh, a glove save and a dandy by Rousseau to rob palffy of his 4th of the game.
Nice stop by Rousseau. What a collision in front. A couple of the players. Again, Dallas Drake involved. Let's take a look at the MCI Proof Positive replay of the hockey game. What else? Zygmunt Palffy. This is Travis Green as he fakes, drops it off. Here's the shot. Watch behind the play, the collision. Wow! Tremendous collision between Dallas Drake and Darren Turcotte on our MCI Proof Positive replay that had everything. Good shot, good save, and a collision between two Winnipeg Jets.
So we're down to 1:57. Dominick Rousseau restoring some law and order for the Winnipeg Jets. Trailed by a goal. They led by 2 at 3-1 until the Islanders scored 4 unanswered. Right now, the faceoff is in the Winnipeg end of the ice. Sweeney wins a draw from Kilger. Latley trying to get the puck free. Got it from Sweeney. Sets up Dalgarno. Quick shot, stick safe. Rebound Dalgarno. And Rousseau stops Brad Dalgarno twice. Keep the Islander lead at 5-4. Let's venture downstairs. Visit the offices of Stanley I. Fischler.
Howie, with all the talk about a possible trade of Wendell Clark, I've talked to several players. They don't want to see Wendell traded. Matter of fact, the image we have of a seemingly disinterested Clark really isn't the case in the dressing room. Unlike Kirk Muller, he's turned into a leader on this team. A lot of the players look up to him, and the players would not like to see Wendell traded. So I wonder whether management is taking that into consideration. Howie?
And it also poses an interesting question, Stan and Ed, about how much veteran personnel do the Islanders really want to move? In other words, as this team grows, you're still going to need veterans, or some anyhow, around which to accelerate the building process. Question is, does Wendell fit into that, financially and otherwise?
Well, is that right? Can they replace some of his maturity with somebody else? Is it yeah, I'd have to figure on trading for somebody that's going to fill some of that. Oh, well, we still have Flatley here. They've got Sweeney here. Are they going to be parts of this as well?
Eddie Olczyk throws one at the net. It's stopped by Soderstrom. And he gets the whistle from referee Stephen Walken. I guess, you know, the interesting thing, too, Ed, and this will play out more over the summer, I'm sure, than it will between now and March 20th, is that whether Wendell Clark is around the Islanders or not next year, more so than this season, next year's Islanders will really have the stamp of Mike Milbury. He's going to go out and get what he construes as his guys, his team for next year.
Well, that's true. You've got to build a nucleus first, and he's trying to do that with players that are relatively the same age. I mean, that would be one of the fits that a player like Tkachuk would have made into this organization, because he's young. He's about the same age as the Palffys and the Greens and so on. You have to have that 5 or 6 players plus goaltender that are the players you build the team around, and you need the supporting cast to be right. The chemistry has to be right for the role players.
Draw to the left of Soderstrom, controlled by the Islanders. Kasparaitis flings it around the boards. Held in by Jamnov. That shot didn't connect. Although Tkachuk and Kasparaitis spun each other around, and a penalty's coming up.
Eddie Olchuk just took a pop in the nose, I believe, from Rich Pilon. Tkachuk, I'm thinking, is going to get the penalty here unless there's something else. I think there's another penalty coming behind it, Howie. He's got Tkachuk, and then he pointed behind the net, where Rich Pilon had taken a shot at Eddie Olchuk. So I think the Islanders are going to get a penalty. Rich Pilon, Tkachuk for Winnipeg.
Rich Pilon's name has surfaced lately. When we were in Detroit, there were all kinds of stories about how the Red Wings apparently had interest in Rich Pilon. Now let's take a look at what happened to necessitate the whistles.
Keith Tkachuk. Now watch him, number 7. There's the play down low. Kasparaitis, you see him reach out, grab a hold, and then shove Kasparaitis down. Then in behind the net, right where the L and Modell's, you see Rich Pilon taking a poke at Eddie Olchuk.
Roughing the call on Pilon, holding on Tkachuk at 18:55. So we'll see a 4-on-4 sequence, which is always fun because it opens the ice up, gives the speed players a chance to shine. And the Islanders have Travis Green and Zygmunt Palffy as their forwards, with Brian McCabe and Matthew Schneider back. Turcotte, Drake, the forwards for Winnipeg. Newmanen and Finley are the defense. Final minute of the second period. Matthew Schneider holding on behind the Islander net. Gives it to McCabe. Islanders up 5-4. Drake in forechecking. Brian McCabe moves it to Palffy. Now the cross-ice pass to Green. Travis Green couldn't get it through the check of Newmanen. Is that long cross-ice pass more acceptable in the 4-on-4 because it's got a better chance of getting across?
Well, you have to know who's around the puck when you let it go across there, Harry. And that was aimed to be a saucer play, one of those long, lobbing, flat passes that come down and lands on the ice flat. So it's acceptable by the Islander, in this case, Travis Green.
Here's McCabe, the drive right into the breadbasket. Dominick Rousseau, who holds on.
The danger of that pass is, of course, if it's intercepted. The fact that it was lobbed about 12 feet in the air, you know it's not going to be intercepted because, one, if you knock it down with a high stick, whistle dead. The other is that you're just not long enough or tall enough to get up there and get it with your hand. So that pass, really not a dangerous one. Watch how he lifts the stick. You see where the stick went? If we had another chance, that's it off the glass, too, as well. You can tell when a player lets the pass go, even if you don't see the puck. Just the position of the stick when the pass is being delivered. It's up high. In other words, when the pass is being made, the puck is sticking to the stick. The longer you keep the puck on the stick, the higher the puck is going to rise. And that's for close-in shots and quick shots, as well as those long lobs that you just saw.
Off the face-off, Matthew Schneider for the Islanders. Wrists one at the flat. Screen knocked down. Pokes out of it, goes wide. 3 seconds to go in the period. And Brian McCabe falls down on top of the puck as the period comes to a close in conventional fashion, as opposed to the way the first stanza ended. The Islanders send Dominick Rousseau into the Winnipeg Jets room, having not allowed a goal, but the Islanders still lead in the game as Rousseau replaced Nikolai Habibulin after the Jets' starting goaltender gave up 5, and the Islanders lead 5-4 at the end of 2 periods, and a second period that really kind of quieted down. Yellow. I guess we've lost Eddie Mike there, but trust us, he'll have it back in no time. Matt Loughlin standing by at our Sports Authority Game Time Studios. Matt.
Howie, Dominick Rousseau in relief this afternoon.
5-4 Isles over the Jets. A very strange game. Lots of scoring early on, not so much later on. Here's the shots on goal. 10-6 for the Jets in the second period. For a while, the Isles didn't get much. 18-18 so far. Keith Tkachuk, my guest, who is really emerging as one of the top 3 or 4 players in the league right now. And a strange game, 2 periods. What do you make of it?
Well, no, I think we got a little too comfortable out there when we got a 3-1 lead, and you know, they took it to us after that, and you know, we had them. We just got to keep going, and we should have put them away in the first period.
I'll tell you what you learned in the second period, that you guys got a real good goalie in Dominick Rousseau.
Yeah, I mean, you know, unfortunately, a lot of goals on Nicky, but that wasn't his fault. And Dominick came in, made some big saves, and just kept us in the game so far. We got to come out and get a couple goals and get a spark or something.
So next season, the Winnipeg Jets become the Phoenix something or others, and I hear it's between Scorpions and Coyotes. What would you rather be, a Phoenix Scorpion or a Phoenix Coyote? If you had a choice, what would you?
I don't know. I guess Scorpions would be, I think, would be a better name.
It would be novel, anyhow.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Now, are the guys concerned, thinking about the move, or is it we'll wait until it happens?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I mean, we know the situation. We're definitely leaving. We just got to make the best of it this year in Winnipeg and make the playoffs. And you know, we haven't been in the playoffs for a couple of years, so we got to forget about everything else and worry about ourselves and getting to the playoffs.
Who won the deal, you guys or the guys out in California, the Solani deal?
Well, I don't know if you can say who won the deal. I mean, you cannot replace Timo Solani. He's been great for the city. He put Winnipeg on the map. But we also get two young players in Oleg and Chad, and they got a bright future ahead of them. So we're looking forward to it.
Well, he may have put Winnipeg on the map, but you've certainly solidified its place the way you've been playing. How close do you feel you are to fulfilling your potential?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm still 23 years old, so hopefully I can get better each year in each game, basically, and I hopefully can do a lot more. I mean, I'm playing with two good guys, Alex Zimnoff and Eddie Olchuk, and they're making me a better player.
Your buddies with Scotty LaChance from old college days, you chat with him before the game?
Yeah, we chatted before the game, and we're chatting during the game. But no, it's nice to see Scott. I haven't seen him in a while, and I'd like to have him on my team, I'll tell you that.
I'd like to have you on my team, to tell you the truth. One of the greats, Keith Kachuk. We'll have more right after this break.
April 12th, a Friday night at 7:30 against the Florida Panthers.
Florida Panthers having a little problem as the first time this season that they have struggled only on a minor basis, but they are. But Zygmunt Palffy, he is not struggling in this hockey game or this season. Back at 17:08, he got his first goal, and he got his third one at 19:55. And he had a couple of other chances besides that one, Howie. So Zygmunt Palffy, an exciting player, just dances on his skates. I call him Zigzag. He laughs at me every time.
Well, that's what Mike Milbury was saying a ways back. In fact, at the beginning of the season, he'd vacillate between using Palffy as a left wing or a right wing, and finally decided, what's the difference? He's all over the place anyway, so why bother?
That's right. It's a kind of a player you've got to learn to play with, and it's not that difficult. Just give him the puck and let him go.
Oh, hello, Numminen. He's had himself quite a game for the Winnipeg Jets. Teppo Numminen with 2 goals. Inadvertently kicking in one for the Islanders, which was credited to Travis Green. But tell you what, there are a lot of people around the league who look at offensive defensemen and, you know, just all-around defensemen in the league. That's Dominick Rousseau, the Jets' new goaltender. You can put Teppo Numminen, in some people's opinion, up in the top half dozen of the league.
Oh, yeah. I mentioned at the beginning when he was scoring those 2 goals in 43 seconds, Howie, that he is a player that is overlooked. I think, one, because he plays on the Winnipeg Jets and doesn't get that kind of recognition that he would get if he played, say, in Toronto or Montreal, even Vancouver, Calgary, possibly Edmonton. But in Winnipeg, he has not been appreciated as he would be and as he is by a lot of us around the league.
All right, McInnes with a bruised right shoulder will not return. 4-on-4 to start the third. Stapleton, an instant opportunity for Winnipeg. Stopped by Tommy Soderstrom. Puck slapped by Numminen behind the net. Couldn't be reached there by Igor Korolev. He got off to a tremendous start for the Jets this year, Korolev did, and has really faded since. There's McKay putting one across the goal mouth. No Islander there. And up the right side comes Korolev with Stapleton. Korolev gains the zone. Holds up. Didn't squeeze it through Schneider. He's got it back, though. Korolev turning on the challenging Palffy. And now it's Stapleton in the corner. Watched by Schneider. Korolev worked over by Palffy, who takes him down. And Stapleton gets to the puck. Here's McIver throwing it down low. Schneider picks it off. I wonder if McIver might have lost his concentration. Kind of got caught in between because Korolev was all alone to the left of the net.
Looked like he thought about it, saw the Islander player, and in the midst of changing his mind, he let it go anyway, which is what generally happens.
Craig Muni for Winnipeg. Up ahead, McIver. Couldn't get it through Flatley, and the Islanders come back the other way. 5-on-5 now. Flatley shakes off Muni. Drops it off, but now Garneau missed the net. Feed by Patrick Flatley. Ahead comes Eddie Olczyk over the Islander line. Olczyk to Tkachuk. Keith Tkachuk shoots. He hit the goal post. The crossbar, in fact. Great move again by Tkachuk. And he went upstairs, but hit the iron. Boy, for a big guy, he's got some real fancy, quick moves, doesn't he?
Well, he's just got a tremendous talent. He's flexible, he's quick, he's strong.
He's the entire package when you talk about power forwards in the National Hockey League. Keith Tkachuk, on his 5th National Hockey League season. Here's Eastwood, sliding it behind the net. Aaron Shannon, withstanding the tug of Luongo. Eastwood got it to Drake behind the net. Dallas Drake setting up to Shannon. He missed the net. Now Tverdovsky for Winnipeg. Oleg Tverdovsky works it to the corner. Drake finds Eastwood. Eastwood fed the slot. Nobody home for Winnipeg. 2.5 gone in the third period of a 5-4 Islander lead. They've lost 2 players now for the rest of the game to injury, King and McInnes. So they're down to 10 healthy forwards. Manson, watched by Bertuzzi. Got it up the middle. Eastwood for Drake. His drive stopped by Soderstrom. And the pass misses Bertuzzi. Carries all the way down, although it's claimed by the linesman Pierre Rasico that it deflected on the way through. That's why there's no icing. Stapleton with a dump in. Charging hard was King, but it's gobbled up by Soderstrom. We'll step out as you look at Chris King of the Winnipeg Jets. His team trail the Islanders by a goal on the Modell scoreboard.
Do it! No! Do it! Never! And I will! No!
Drink Bud Ice. But beware the penguins.
Some credit card companies promise you'll get a lot of mileage out of their cards. But at Discover Card, we offer something you can really use. The Cashback Bonus Award. In fact, we've given our card members over $500 million already. And the more you use your card, the more you get back. So the next time you travel, put more than just miles under your belt. It pays to Discover, the card that pays you back. Use it where you see the notice sign.
Get a good look at Keith Tkachuk as he rings one off the goalpost. Watch and listen. And that wouldn't have counted if it went in. Did you see number 10, Alexei Zhamnov? He was in the goal crease. He was actually behind Tommy Soderstrom. Look at number 7, Keith Tkachuk.
Face-off coming up to the right side of Tommy Soderstrom. Played for the '92 U.S. Olympic team. Keith Tkachuk did. And a high choice, I'm sure, for Team USA in the upcoming World Cup tournament. It'll be played late this coming summer. It'll be the replacement of the old Canada Cup, which till now really has been the best hockey tournament in the world, don't you think? Everybody's got their best going.
Yep. Had the opportunity to do a lot of games in the early times of Cup. Boy, great hockey.
Eddie Olczyk, the tempo Newman in, slides one across the goal area, or at least the slot. Zhamnov couldn't connect him. Now he gets it back to Olczyk. Eddie Olczyk in front for Tkachuk. He plows into Soderstrom. Tkachuk, it seemed, only took mild contact and could have avoided the goaltender there, but in any event, play continues, and Kasparaitis for the Islanders. Miss Green with the pass. And this one will go for an icing if Finley ever gets there, and he does.
Unless I saw it wrong, Howie. It looked like Tkachuk had run into the goaltender. I wasn't watching that closely, but Tkachuk seemed to cut through the goal crease, run over Tommy Soderstrom. Let's take a look, see if that's really what happened, or was I seeing it too quickly and not the right way. There's Olchuk making a play to the front of the net. Here he comes. Boom. Goaltender's in the goal crease. I guess they feel that he got pushed in. Oh, anyway, no penalty. Tommy Soderstrom unaffected by it all. Keith Tkachuk sitting on the bench could care less.
Mets and the Orioles coming up. Preseason baseball here on Sports Channel Saturday at 7 with Sports Authority game time at 6:30 p.m. And then we'll show it to you again next Sunday morning. The Mets and the Orioles. Last time that counted was going on 27 years ago. But Davey Johnson, that'll be fun. Davey Johnson now the manager of the Baltimore Orioles. And of course the New York Mets don't really feature players any longer from Davey's day in New York. There's a shot stopped by Soderstrom, thrown from a sharp angle by Mike Stapleton. And the puck comes all the way down, and another icing coming up as Muni comes back to make the touch. 4:01 gone in the third period. Craig Muni came over from Buffalo for Darrell Shannon. Hanson boys. These aren't the real Hansons.
You could have fooled me.
Old-time hockey.
Yeah, it looks like Howard Stern in the middle.
Doesn't it?
Anyway, some guys having some fun. The Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum.
How much would you pay to see Howard Stern on skates? Face off to the left side of Tommy Soderstrom. Muni unable to hold it. Clark tried to barrel through him, couldn't do it. And the play backed up by Norm McIver, the well-traveled defenseman of the Winnipeg Jets. McIver now the 16th.
They brought him here for the power play, which has picked up a great deal, Howie. He's a power play specialist, point man, and McIver has provided. Didn't need him in Pittsburgh. Power play.
Penguins power play has been ranked first overall in the league almost all season long. Right now they're down around 26.6%. Well, that's not around, that's an exact number. They were flirting for a while with the 30% mark, which people were saying at the time was just about impossible these days. And they're proving to be right despite the prolific goal scorers. Really offensive magicians on that Penguins power play. Did your Bruin team get up around 30% one year?
Wendell Clark right now is off hurting on the bench, Howie. Somebody hit him from behind, and I'm not sure whether it's his back, his leg, but he bent over and went off the ice. Ed Taberski standing just off behind him. There's Wendell Clark on the bench. Couldn't tell what it was that's bothering him. He's getting up, moving around, so there's a good sign, but seemed to get hit from the side a little behind. Right there. No, that was an elbow. Chris King, I think, got an elbow into his ribs. That could have been the wind knocked out of Wendell Clark, and only hope. There's the contact. You see King's left arm go up. It wasn't high, but it's that sharp elbow in under your arm into the rib cage. That'll knock the wind out of you. I hope that that's all it is. Yeah, you see we're going, whew, sucking air. That's generally the wind trying to get it back. I shouldn't laugh. It's an awful feeling.
5 minutes gone in the third. Now the shot, they score! Keith Tkachuk was in front, and it looked to be a Tkachuk deflection that has tied the game at 5.
Islanders haven't had a shot on goal in this period, and we've played a little over 5 minutes. 5 minutes and 3 seconds to be exact. And Winnipeg playing in the Islanders' end of the ice. Make it pay off. Tying it at 5-5. There's the face-off. Clean draw to the point position. Shoveled to the front of the net. Deflected. And then between the knees of Tommy Soderstrom, Neverdowski. That shot from the point position. And it's a tie hockey game.
Well, the Islanders have trailed by 2, led by 2, and now we're all even at 5. Just a touch under 5 or over 5 minutes gone in the third period here at the Nassau Coliseum. Pilon gives it away behind the net. Olchek is unable to stuff it by. Now Keith Tkachuk, number 7 for Winnipeg. Taken down, works it around the boards. Olchek trying to get it away from Flatley, but Flatley's got it. Now he's spun around by Eddie Olchek, who gets the puck again. Kasparaitis works it around the boards. It is credited to Keith Tkachuk on the deflection of the Zhemnov shot. And that ties the game at 5. Here's Dalgarno, unable to get through the check of Manson. So Zhemnov whips it hard around. Tkachuk knocked down as he plays the puck ahead to Olczyk. And the Olczyk to the red line. Dribbles it to the Islander line. Didn't get it deep, though. Luongo turns it up. And here's Seaman over the Winnipeg line. Left it at the line. LaChance throws it at the net off the stick of Rousseau. Tkachuk from Zhemnov and Olczyk at 5:03, number 39 for Keith Tkachuk. Now Manson plays it ahead to Shannon. And it's Shannon tucking it behind the Islander cage. LaChance. Pound for Anderson. Nicholas Anderson finds Bertuzzi moving through center. Todd Bertuzzi over the Winnipeg line. Going wide on Drake. Gets free. Bertuzzi. Drake draping him. Again tries to swing it in front. And again, Eddie, you were diagramming before that you won't have players in front of them.
No, boy, if you're playing, and that's a style, and if you're a teammate of his, and you've seen him do it so many times this season, that's where you want to get. You want to be 20 feet out in front of the net and slowly work your way to the front about 10 feet out when he gets behind the net, because you know it's going to come out there.
Ideally, do you want to have bigger players then playing with Bertuzzi? Turcotte fires wide. I mean, does size matter in that situation?
Well, I was just describing earlier how someone like Zygmunt Palffy knows when to move into the spot and when not to. It's just a timing aspect. It doesn't have anything to do with size. You just have to feel that this is the time it's going to start to come out to the front of the net and be there.
Palffy with the steal. Couldn't gain control of it. Kasparaitis has it. Now Kasparaitis to the Winnipeg line. Shoves it deep with 7.5 gone in the third. 5-5 your score. Dave Manson played it off the stick with his teammate Igor Korolev. And Soderstrom fields the puck for Pilon. And that somewhat different thumping sound you hear in the background, no doubt made by the kids with their hockey sticks. Street hockey stick day this afternoon. The kids banging them against the steps or the areas in front of their seat, making some extra noise. Manson scores! Manson just threw it at the net. They set up a screen in front of Soderstrom. It's 6-5 Winnipeg.
I pointed out when they tied it, Howie, that the Islanders have been in their own end of the ice since this third period got started. They have now had one shot on goal. We have 11:59 remaining in the period. And back at the point, back deep in your television set, there's the puck. There's the quick shot. Was deflected again, I believe, directly in front of the net. Deflected down. Not a good thing for goaltenders. There's the puck as it comes in. Was it deflected? I think so. It could have been Zhemnov who deflected it, number 10, as you see him turning. Or was it Manson? Was it his shot losing speed that had it dropping down? There's the play. Back to the point. There's the shot going down. Look at it. Looks like it started to flip. Could it have been Zhemnov or was it Korolev, number 23? They both had their sticks out. Korolev tied up right now in the picture with Rich Pilon.
So the Islanders fall behind 6-5 after leading a score of 5-3 at one point. Whereas the Islanders had come up with some unanswered goals, 4 of them in fact. Now it's the Winnipeg Jets with 3 straight, and it's credited to Korolev on the deflection. So Eagle Eye Westfall catches another one, but the Jets now with a 1-goal lead as Newman comes back to play the puck. The Winnipeg zone to Olczyk. Luongo knocks that pass down. Manson and Olczyk assisting on Korolev's 17th at the 8:01 mark. Here's Zhemnov, quick shot. Soderstrom makes the save on that. Well, Korolev had 11 goals back on November the 10th. That's only his 6th goal in almost 4 months. For now, it's enough to give the Winnipeg Jets the lead as you look to the Modell's board.
Maybe you've always seen yourself in a new Jeep Cherokee Sport with a 190 horsepower engine, no charge air, and driver's airbag. But maybe you've never seen one fitting into your budget. So maybe you'll be surprised to see for $0 down and $289 monthly, 1 cab. The easy-to-lease Jeep Cherokee Sport. Now, if you can see it in your head, you can see it in your driveway.
Sports Channel in March. The action is non-stop. Follow Dallas Green's young Mets at spring training with live game coverage from Florida. The Nets collide with the NBA's best. Jordan's Bulls, Robinson's Spurs, Mutombo and the Nuggets, and more. The Devils and Islanders shoot the game ground in the standings in 22 big games. Big East rivals jam it out as March Madness approaches. Coming April 1st, Mets opening day from Shea. It's all coming your way only on Sports Channel.
Well, I'll tell you, when they tied the score, they were a happy group, and then the go-ahead goal by Korolev, Manson and Olchuk. There, look at Randy Carlyle. That's the guy standing in the back on the far side of Terry Simpson. Outstanding career, Randy Carlyle, a defenseman, Pittsburgh and Winnipeg.
Jets control the draw. Jeff Finley throws it at the net. One missed Eastwood, then he backhands one towards Soderstrom, who's forced to cover up with 11:09 to go. And again, Ed, we harp on a very old theme. Weak third periods by the New York Islanders.
Lack of confidence, Howie. That's in their psychic now, that they were trying to protect something. And the natural way of protecting it is to draw back and defend it. And that's not the proper way, but that's what the psyche tells you. Be tough in your own end. That's the best defense is still, that old cliche, is a good offense, and you've got to take it to the other team. That's how the Islanders were able to get 5 goals in this game.
10:54 to go now in the third period. Scott LaChance, Chris Luongo form the Islander back line. Luongo carries the puck. Clark, Palffy, Green, the forwards.
Wendell Clark back out on the ice, so it was the wind knocked out of him.
And Marty McKinnon started the game on this line. He's gone for the game with a bruised shoulder. Derek King is out for the game after being whacked in the head, taken to North Shore University Hospital, albeit in a conscious and alert state, thankfully. Luongo for the Islanders, up to Clark. Now Wendell Clark plays it softly across the ice, intercepted by Turcotte. Aaron Turcotte knocked down, following is King. That shot stopped by Soderstrom. Chris King with it again, and pinballs in front, but Green works it ahead to Clark. 4 Jets back. Clark veers to the boards, nowhere to leave it, and so the Jets get it back into the Islanders' zone. Islanders changing now with under 10 minutes left in the third. Ryan McCabe for New York to Schneider, and it's Matthew Schneider starting up ice. Dominick Rousseau, the goaltender, is not allowed one, but he's going to take a penalty there, will he not? Did that one not get across unimpeded?
According to the referee, pointing over his head, he says to the penalty box. Well, of course, the goaltender doesn't go to the box, but it's a signal the same. It's a penalty for delaying the game.
It's okay for a defenseman or a forward to do that, but not the goaltender, so the Islanders will have a chance to tie the game on the power play. And then after today, the Islanders look ahead to a home-and-home series with the Boston Bruins. Can the Bruins obviously or actually miss the playoffs? Not in many of our lifetimes has it happened. Tuesday and Thursday, the home-and-home. It starts here at the Coliseum. Sports Authority game time at 7. Drop of the puck at 7:30. They'll do it all over again on Thursday at the Fleet Center. Don't forget, after the game on Tuesday, Sports Busters, a brand new edition at 11 p.m. The new interactive sports trivia game show on Sports Channel. Tune in for details. Find out how you can play from home. Catch Sports Busters Tuesday at 11 on Sports Channel.
Hello, fans, the young fans here, some of the even younger, trying to get some life pumped into this Islander team, or trailing the Jets by 1 half a period, still remaining to play. There they are, some of the youngsters. Delay of the game. The Islanders going to a power play. Dominick Rousseau. If the puck touches the glass and goes over, then it's not a penalty. But if it goes straight up. I like your idea, Howie, that if the goaltender's going to get a penalty for it, so should forwards and defensemen.
Yeah, or else take it out of the book altogether. I couldn't agree with you more. I I just think it's a dumb rule. Anyway, the puck's sent all the way down, and now the Islanders will start from their own zone on this power play. Schneider and LeChance are the point people. Seamock, Straka, Bertuzzi the forward. And it's Schneider blasting it hard around. Bertuzzi bump, but LeChance follows. Straka worked it off the boards. LeChance really in up the boards. Now Straka's got it in the corner. Seamock and Straka exchange. LeChance backs it up, centers one, slapped away by Newman as Bertuzzi was poised for the redirection. And it's cleared all the way down by Darren Shannon, and the Jets change their penalty-killing unit. Winnipeg now with Manson and Muni back. King up front, along with this fella, Stapleton, and he scores! Stapleton just threw it at the net. A weak goal by Mike Stapleton. It's his second of the game, a shorthanded goal, and Winnipeg now leads 7-5.
He showed me in this hockey game, Howie, something I didn't know about Mike Stapleton, that he's got a very good shot. And that's his first shorthanded goal. Interesting, he kills a lot of penalties. He's had 2 power play goals. This is his second goal of this hockey game. Watch the play as it develops. They're faking, they just whipped it. Beautiful chopping shot. And Stapleton, whose father, Whitey, longtime NHL player, Boston and Chicago. He just put it in under the crossbar. A shorthanded goal, a 2-goal lead now for the Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah, let me take that back a little bit, although Tommy Soderstrom wouldn't mind having it back. That was a pretty good shot by Mike Stapleton.
Well, it wasn't a bit of a screen setup, and you know, it's hard to say, listen, you can't blame the goaltender when they get 7 goals. I would say that there's a few of them that maybe he, with another opportunity, would have made the saves, but he's been fed to the wolves in this game. Goaltenders haven't counted as Stapleton gets his 8th goal of the season, second of this hockey game, in under the crossbar. There's the little dump pass. There's the shot. No, Tommy Soderstrom did have a good look at it. He was not screened. That beat him cleanly over his left shoulder. Is it going to happen? I doubt it. I don't think at this position that they would put the show in.
Well, the Islanders come back in. Stapleton from King, shorthanded at 11-13 to make it 7-5. Schneider a drive, glove juggled by Rousseau, but a fast whistle from Stephen Walcom, and I guess Rousseau complaining about the contact after he'd had the puck.
You see, Walcom now, he's explaining it to the Islanders where they complained about the fast whistle. He's saying up here on the chest, he's motioning with his hand, saying the puck was up on the chest. I thought he had it smothered, and as I put the whistle to my lips, it started to come loose. Could not hold it back. Let's listen to the whistle on the play, and you make the call. Puck was on its way down and almost to the ice when the whistle blew. Matt Schneider, there he is. Drilled that one in high on Dominick Rousseau.
Face-off will be to the left side of Dominick Rousseau, who has not been scored upon after Nikolai Habibulin gave up 5. Half-minute to the Islander power play. They've given up a short-handed goal in this sequence. Palffy to Clark. Now Palffy again. Feeds the slot. Green try to get it back to Clark. Too hot to handle. Newman around to the far side. Comes out of the zone. And that'll send the Islanders scrambling back with only 10 seconds remaining on their power play chance. McCabe off the boards to Green. Steps around Chris King. Over the line. Travis Green doesn't fire. Feeds Palffy. Sigmund Palffy darts to the net. But it's poked away, and the Jets clear all the way down. The penalty is over. Winnipeg with a short-handed goal during that Islander power play. And with 7.5 to go in the third period, Winnipeg leading 7-5. They have scored 4 unanswered goals. Keith Tkachuk stepping up. Centers one. Doesn't reach Jamnov. Fritz Pilot for the Islanders. Back to Clark. Will Clark leaves it for Sweeney. In over the line. Spun around. Dump penalty coming up. As the Jets take possession, Eddie Olczyk, the guilty party, and the Islanders will go back to the power play. When we return, the times are wasted. 7-11 remain to the third period here at the Coliseum. Winnipeg 7, New York 5 on the Modell's board.
Sunjet, Sunjet, shining brighter every day, presents this season's travel forecast. Clear skies and low fares on Sunjet. Call 1-800-4SUNJET and join the thousands who are saving hundreds of dollars on airfares. On Sunjet, you can fly from New York via Newark to Orlando from just $79. New York to Tampa St. Pete for just $79. And New York to Fort Lauderdale is also just $79. Seats are limited, so call 1-800-4SUNJET to reserve yours. Sunjet, we're shining brighter every day.
If you're a golf fanatic, join the club, Club Golf. Every week, you can tour the world's finest golf resorts, preview new equipment, and get tips that will improve your game. SportsChannel Club Golf, every Saturday and Monday. Wednesday, outspoken NFL legend Jim Brown rips some of today's superstar athletes on Sports Interview. Later, Jacques Lemaire's Devils look to improve their playoff picture against the Maple Leafs. Catch Jim Brown and the Devils Wednesday on SportsChannel.
We know him as Eddie O. Bob Sweeney is the guy in the white, number 20 for the Islanders, and loop-de-loop. Triple toe loop, they both go down. Anyway, penalty to Eddie O. Islanders 2 for 5 on the power play. They've had 6 shots, and almost a must situation. Well, it is a must situation. You've got to score here if you hope to have any chance of pulling points out of this hockey game.
Matthew Schneider straight away. The drive tipped wide. Now Clark around to palffy. The green, quick shot. That's blocked. And it's spun around by Newman. And LaChance took a hit. Clark's got the puck. Clark with Green in front beats palffy in the corner. Clark again. Didn't get it back to the point unimpeded, but LaChance finds it anyway. And now it's Green. Travis Green looking for a play along the boards. LaChance to Schneider. Pressure up high. So LaChance feeds Green in the circle. They're playing catch. Now it's Schneider. Fans are real antsy. palffy along the boards. Fans are getting antsier. Schneider's drive is blocked. And now it's cleared by Stapleton. 6:10 to go in the third. Minute remaining on the power play for the Islanders. Schneider wheeling through center. Fires it hard around. That's a water bottle on the ice. Seamock centers one. It didn't reach Clark. And Shannon blasts it off the boards and all the way down the ice. 40 seconds remaining to the power play. 5:50 to go. Third period. 7-5 Winnipeg. Islanders led 5-3 after trailing 3-1. Seamock centers one. Sticked away by Rousseau. And batted out by Shannon. Now Drake with Shannon. 20 seconds to the power play. Drake's drive stopped by Soderstrom. Todd Bertuzzi over the red line. This is Kaka. Smashed around and out to center. And the Islander power play going nowhere with 10 seconds remaining to the man advantage. Well, less than that. I misread the board. Here's Olczyk out of the box. Keith Tkachuk moving behind the net. Trying to feed the trailer Finley. It ends up behind the net. Olczyk hit by Luongo. Olczyk powering in front, but nobody home for the Jets. 4:52 to go in the third period at 7-5 Winnipeg.
It's always been interesting, Howie, when the fans get on the goaltender when he makes an easy save. And yet, in my thinking, Tommy Soderstrom is just that he should sue for non-support. Not from the fans, but from some of his teammates.
Brian McCabe gets the puck into neutral ice, knocked down with a stick over the shoulder by a Jet, and then played by Olczyk, and so will step out. 4 minutes, 30 seconds remain to the third. The Islanders down 2 on the Modell's board.
Welcome to Hockey 101. This is the puck. This is the net. This is the Zamboni. These are hits. These are saves. These are goals. And this, well, this is the ice. Bud Ice and Bud Ice Light, the official beer sponsors of the NHL.
Not just another President's Day sale, but the big winter clearance. The blizzard of '96 left Chrysler and Plymouth dealers overstocked. Now, on the already low-priced Plymouth Neon, you can get $1,000 cash back, or even a low 1.9% finance rate. That's Plymouth Neon, with available air, automatic, dual airbags, and more. Now with $1,000 back, only at Chrysler and Plymouth Big Winter Clearance. Don't let it pass you by.
Not a pretty solemn bench for the Islanders. A lot of emotional roller coasting in this hockey game, Howie, when you think of the Islanders. They started out with a goal at 1 minute and 21 seconds into the hockey game. Schneider then watched as Winnipeg got 3 straight goals to make it 3-1. Then the Islanders came back with 4 straight goals. Wow. At home, you score 5 goals at home and don't come out of it with any points. What went wrong?
Dave Manson in the Winnipeg zone leaves it for Tverdovsky. Winnipeg Jets standing to win their 5th in a row. They continue to improve their lot in the playoff hunt in the Western Conference. Started off in the 8th slot, which is enough to qualify. Only 1 out of 7, 2 out of 6. They're 5 points ahead of their closest pursuers, the fading, and I mean quick fading, Los Angeles Kings. So the Jets' final season in Winnipeg is likely to wind up featuring some Stanley Cup playoff action. They'll be in Phoenix next year. Bob Sweeney in the Winnipeg zone right now with 3.5 to go in the 3rd. Eastwood taking it in the Winnipeg zone. And the Winnipeg Jets, a proud hockey name. If you think all the way back to 1972 when the World Hockey Association was formed, Ben Hetzkin was the owner, the original owner of the Winnipeg Jets, and he signed the great Robert Marvin Hull to what was then a huge contract to give the WHA instant credibility.
Well, he did, Howie, and how they did that was that I believe that a lot of the owners got together and helped foot the bill. That was the first $1 million hockey player contract was Robert Hull, and things started to really gel then, and Winnipeg Avco Cup winners a couple of times. That was the cup symbolic of the championship of the World Hockey Association.
Had the Jets gone into the National Hockey League with the club which left the WHA or something close to it, they might have made some sort of an impact, but Anders Hedberg and Ulf Nielsen jumped to the New York Rangers. Other players left the Jets as well because based on the agreement between the NHL and the WHA by which the teams were absorbed, you're only able to protect one player. The Canes drive is stopped by Rousseau.
Yeah, and when you think back that it was Winnipeg, Edmonton, Quebec, and Hartford that joined the NHL, and you've got Winnipeg leaving, Edmonton could be. Their things aren't going that well. Here's a shot by Brian McCabe. Good low shot. There you see it. You can see what a good picture there. You can see what Dominick Rousseau can't see, or what he can see. But the legs, people trying to get out of the way, some of them trying to screen him. But Edmonton is in jeopardy. Quebec is already gone. So 2 of the 4 gone, and Hartford isn't exactly a solid franchise.
Every time we're in Hartford, we always hear rumors about where the Whalers are going next, and people who own the Hartford Whalers purchased it a couple of years ago from the state under the condition that they be forced to remain in Hartford for at least 4 years, but there's even some fine print there which may allow them to buy their way out. So all 4 of those former WHA cities imperiled as per their National Hockey League standing, or extinct in the case of Quebec and now Winnipeg. 2:45 remaining in the 3rd period. Islanders trailing 7-5. Green gets the dump in. Todd Bertuzzi tried to feed it to Green. The pass missed, and here's Olczyk leading Tkachuk. Now Luongo around to Wendell Clark with 2:24 to go in the 3rd. Clark up to Bertuzzi. He took a hit from Muni. Luongo follows. He centers. Seamock was turned around. And a good play by Eddie Olczyk. Back checking. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
I was going to say it's been a long night, but it's still afternoon.
Yes, it certainly has been. Keith Tkachuk Lost it. Here's Bertuzzi with a shot, and that's stopped by Rousseau, who remains perfect this afternoon. Now a chance for the Islanders at the red line. And the fans have some souvenir sticks. Now somebody's got a souvenir puck as well. They'll be heading out eventually to a college basketball game between Stanford and the Golden Bears. Remember that great call of Joe Starkey when the Bears, I believe, won the Rose Bowl, whatever game it was. I think it was the game that got them into the Rose Bowl when the band went on the field. Now it's football. This is basketball. Stanford and California. We'll have it for you right after today's game.
Dominick Rousseau, you ask, you receive. How many shots has he faced and stopped in this game so far? 11. That's it.
All in relief of Nikolai Hamdabulin. Hamdabulin had started, including today, 18 straight games for the Winnipeg Jets since coming back from his sprained knee. Had him out for 6 weeks, but clearly established himself as the #1 goaltender for the Winnipeg Jets.
18 straight starts coming into this game. Won 3 straight games.
Made Tim Cheveldae expendable, and so he went to the Philadelphia Flyers in exchange for Dominick Rousseau. And here's Dallas Drake. Stripped by Schneider. Minute 13 to go. And the puck comes out of the zone. So the Jets going to make it 5 straight unless the Islanders pull off a near miracle in the final minute. The Islanders will go down to their 4th straight defeat. Todd Bertuzzi behind the Winnipeg net. Keeps his legs moving despite being forced wide by Dominick. And now Dallas Drake brings it up the right side. Austin to McCabe with 43 seconds to go. Remember, the Islanders will play the Boston Bruins here at the Coliseum on Tuesday, and then they'll head to the Fleet Center in Boston to complete the home and home. Nansen and Seamock have been shoving behind the play. Wendell Clark's got it in the corner with a half minute to go. Now McCabe throws it at the net. It's blocked. Winnipeg defense has collapsed well around the net, blocked several Islander shots this afternoon.
Well, they haven't had a lot to work on, Howie, and that's really been the story. I think the Islanders have had 5 shots on goal in the 3rd period. Remember, they've had back-to-back power plays in the period. Rousseau and Olchuk getting penalties. So, you know, they had the opportunity to maybe get something going or spark something. You don't necessarily have to score on the power play, but if you get something going, the players coming out behind the power play try to keep the pace up, keep the level up there, but there wasn't any level for them to come out and try and match.
Well, the reason we have a stoppage in play because that door to the Islander bench was open while they were changing, and one of the Winnipeg players attempting a cross-eyed pass put it right through the door, and that prolongs the agony for Mike Milbury by a few seconds.
Well, it's got to be disappointing because in a close game against the New Jersey Devils, his emotions sprung out and boiled over because of a poor call or two, but there's no question that it can't happen in this hockey game. The emotion that was in the New Jersey game was not in this one, and Mike Milbury recognizes it. Players kind of slink off, get to the dressing room. It's over with. And a happy Winnipeg Jets team, though, I'll tell you, for a team that fell behind and came back, and they sustained as a road team and did what they had to do to try and keep their playoff position protected.
Well, with 5 straight wins, the Winnipeg Jets are now within 2 of the 500 mark as they have come to Long Island and defeated the New York Islanders 7-5 this afternoon. These teams will meet again next Saturday afternoon at the Winnipeg Arena. There's your final score. We'll have some more, but first let's send you back to Matt Loughlin at game time.
Howie, yesterday afternoon, Jim Carey shut out Boston. This afternoon, he's between the pipes looking to stone Philadelphia as Washington plays host to the Flyers, and the Cats hold a 3rd period 3-0 lead. We'll have the highlights later on the post-game show, but right now we're going to take a break. Winnipeg scores 4 unanswered goals. They rallied to defeat the Islanders this afternoon 7-5. Back to the Coliseum after this.
2 reasons to choose Bell Atlantic 9X Mobile, the cellular leader. Your 2 sides. Your emotional side would love a cellular phone. Your rational side thinks it's too expensive. Your emotional side wants to stay in touch with family, friends, and tow trucks. Your rational side says, no way, we can't afford it. Well, look at this, both of you. It's Talk-Along, the cellular service that's just $14.99 a month. Plus, we'll give you a $35 credit on service or a phone. Call now and we'll sign you right up. With Talk-Along, you can call your kids from the store, your boss from a cab, a tow truck from a ditch for $14.99 a month. Look, have your rational side pull out any major credit card and call now. You'll get Talk-Along service for $14.99 a month, a Nokia phone for $39.99, plus put your monthly service on a credit card and there's no $25 activation fee. Your rational side will love that. So get yourself together. Grab your credit card and sign up now to get Talk-Along and a $35 credit on your phone or service. Talk-Along, only from Bell Atlantic 9X Mobile.
In the world of credit cards, the traffic is getting pretty heavy, and it's easy to get confused by all the complicated new card offers and restrictions. But people who know where they're going use one card, Discover Card, with the cashback bonus award, the Smart Rate program, and no annual fee. For a positive impact on your finances, use the Discover Card. It pays to discover, the card that pays you back. Use it where you see the notice sign.
With the reliability of the most powerful V8 in its class, full-time four-wheel drive, anti-lock disc brakes, and dual airbags, think of the new Jeep Grand Cherokee as the calm during the storm. Now lease the Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo with 0 down and just $359 a month.
See your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealer.
That man was perfect. Dominick Rousseau did not allow a goal in relief of Nikolai Habibulin. You see the final score, the Jets 7, the Islanders 5. But look at this. Really, the Islanders made life rather easy for Dominick. They didn't pepper him with a lot of rubber, did they, Ed?
No, they didn't. And the shots that you do see on there weren't exactly the dangerous ones, and particularly in the third period when the Islanders were still in a position where they could have done some damage. Should have got maybe a half a point, if not the whole loaf. But they came up very, very limp. You could see that in the 2 power plays back-to-back. It just didn't work.
Well, basically, Eddie called it at the beginning of the third period. He said somebody's going to have to tighten up defensively and gain control of the game. That's exactly what Winnipeg did.
Well, you had to know that the story on the road, if you're playing on the road and you've scored as many goals as the Winnipeg Jets, you say, well, wow, we should be winning this hockey game. We should take points out. So we've got to tighten things up. What's going wrong? We're too loose in our own end of the ice, and the Islanders are getting all these opportunities. They stopped them.
Well, Stan Fischler is downstairs with the son of a former teammate of Ed Westfall. He's Winnipeg's Mike Stapleton. Stan?
Well, I remember Pat Stapleton, too, but we're dealing with the present, and this guy here, a shorthanded goal, a power play goal, don't get much better than that. How you feeling?
Pretty good. It was a big one for us today, and, you know, we just got to keep it rolling and go to Pittsburgh and expect the same effort.
Mike Stapleton, I got to tell you, I read the Winnipeg papers, and about a month ago, one of the columnists just ripped your team something off. I think he said they got no guts. Everything bad was said about the club. What's your feeling about that now and then?
Well, I think back then, a month ago, we were struggling, and, you know, John decided to make a few moves, and, you know, one of the moves was moving Timo, and that was a big shakeup for our club, and, you know, then he's made a couple other moves since then, and, you know, we had a week there where Terry sent a message and gave us a hard week of work, and then after that, John sent the message, so I think, you know, it woke us up a little bit, and, you know, I think we had the philosophy of we were watching the teams below us instead of concentrating on the teams in front of us, and, you know, when we started to look ahead instead of look behind, you know, it seemed to start to roll and momentum started to go, so hopefully it keeps going.
One of those teams in front of you, the Maple Leafs, you're now even with them, and you could just go right past them.
Well, we're going to try, you know, we're going to keep working as hard as we can, and, you know, if we keep working as hard for 60 minutes, we had to let down the first period for about 10 minutes and let them back in the game, and, you know, we had to fight back, but, you know, we can learn from those situations, but, you know, we just got to keep rolling along and, you know, just keep winning and see what happens.
Well, one way to win is to get short-handed goals the way this guy got them. We're going to take a look at one of Mike Stapleton's better efforts. LeChance got it. Tell me now what happened.
Well, I think Chris King, you know, made the play. He forced the play on Schneider, and then I just called for Chris, and he left it there pretty nice for me, and I kind of faked the shot and then just kind of shot it over. We talked before to go between his legs, and I had that chance at the start of the period and tried to go through his legs, and, you know, he's kind of really runs out at you, and, you know, after that we tried to start going upstairs and, you know, make him move out and back, so it worked for us in the third.
Now, no kidding around. Would you say
that the Islander goaltending was poor today?
I think he made some big saves, you know. I don't know how to answer that question, Stan. It was, I guess, a shootout in the OK Corral.
Well, let me give you another, what we might call a tough one. I was told and I read that Timo Solani, when he was with the Jets, was not a team player. He was out for himself, and some people said it wasn't a bad thing to get rid of him. What about that?
No, I don't know. I don't know about that. You know, I respected Timo, and, you know, he's a great team player. He came to play every night, and, you know, I only played with him for a short period of time. I wasn't there the years before, so I can't really, you know, comment on that thing. But, you know, Timo came to play every night, so I don't know where that comment came, but...
Tell me, what kind of contract with your father?
Well, I talk to Dad a lot, and now that he's coaching the junior B team, I check up on him regularly. They're in the playoffs, and, you know, you'd think after 20 years, Mom and Dad would get out of the game, but, you know, Dad really likes working with the kids, and he's really enjoying it right now, and, you know, I keep giving him encouragement, and he keeps giving me encouragement.
Have you ever stopped to think that there are more father-son combinations over the years, going back to the 20s in hockey? You know, you had the Patricks, the Hextalls, even now with you know, the Hextall family still around. Ron and his father was a hockey player. There's something different about hockey that brings this about, but what is it?
I don't know. You know, I can say in our family we were never forced into hockey. It was something we all enjoyed to do, and we always had rinks in the backyard in Chicago when we were little kids, and you know, I guess I can consider myself fortunate because I think I was one of the only few sons that came into an organization that my father was in, and have Tom Lysiak retire the year I came, and